Welcome to the semi-finals of Street Fighter V right here at the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware. Ash, this is it. The two finalists will be decided by the end of the day.
I'm so excited, Luke. Melbourne Order and Perth Ground Zero go head-to-head in the first semi, in which will be a rematch of last season's final. Order won 4 on that occasion.
Yeah, and
Order
Perth
won, sorry.
went, yeah, 4-1. But Perth went down 4-2 to Order just a few weeks ago in the regular season, so they'll definitely want revenge today. Now in the second semi, Melbourne Avant take on the Sydney Chiefs.
Avant were too good for Chiefs in week 2, taking that match 4-3, but Chiefs were missing BK Sama, who's back this week to strengthen the side.
Now last week we bid farewell to Sydney Raw and Brisbane Deceptors after they fought hard this season for little gain, unfortunately. Now if you missed out on last week's Street Fighter, here are the highlights. Mont, Panda and Robbie Slar, Van Greer, Waz, and that beautiful, beautiful boy, Demos.
Damo used to be my little apprentice. You know, he used to play Alex, and then he realized Alex was bad and changed characters.
Cool. Are you feeling confident about today?
Yeah, I am now, especially now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great block on the overhead, misses the punish, but he's back there, he's back in it, Tommy can take this one. Again. Oh, and a big three, that's going to be it. I think it's in. Is that it, Tom? It's not enough. Robbie, overhead, he's done it. Robbie gets his first win for the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2. Oh, what an excellent showing from the young man.
Oh, relieving. I think that was the most genuine pop-off I've ever done in my life. It's just finally on the board, you know?
Oh, good jab interrupt on the overhead. Oh, he's going to block those overheads. This is going to be a huge. Is he going to go for the command grab here? Again with the overhead. And Mont has done it. Brisbane Deceptors have taken it 4-0 over the Sydney Raw. It's done. Oh, my Lord.
So how was it playing on the Gfinity Elite Series big stage up here with the audience and everyone backing you and here with your friends?
Backing me, at least I hope that's the truth. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, woo! Thumbs up. Yes!
Robbie,
Oh, good in first.
Robbie, you're my MVP for this one.
What?
I just want to say a big shout out, big thank you to everyone who supported the Brisbane Deceptors through all the hard times. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next season.
How can I be confident? I'm going up against the 3 luckiest men in Sydney. Just flip a coin. Like, will we win? Sure.
Hey, I thought we were doing well, like playing out of skill, and now I'm being told it's out of luck. Come on, man.
Rumours, 21 seconds left on the clock. He's got the critical. Oh, doesn't confirm. My God, I've never seen him drop that time.
Oh no! Okay, Sio going for a kunai reload. He needs a way to get in.
And Rumours of goes down. Oh, and that's straight from Robert. That is it. And Sio pops up just like that.
Oh my
Just
God.
like that.
Dead,
It's not going to be enough, Tom. He's got a pistol left. All right. Ghost Ships in serious trouble.
Oh, that's so
Gets the counter through. Space Ghost now in
he's
trouble, but he
dead.
cracks the button, and that is it. Perth Ground Zero. Ghost Ships closes it out. That is it.
3-2 is the final score in Ground Zero's favour, taking it away from the fight and changing the stakes of the playoff candidates now.
It should be pretty easy, so I'm mostly just looking forward to finishing this.
Dude, are you intimidated at all by that kind of business?
Nope.
2%.
This is bad. This is bad. He's only got 1 Aegis from left to left.
All right, great block on the overhead, and that's going to be a punish. Round 1 to ROF. ROF goes for a second one now, doesn't. There it is, EX Dolphin Dive. The stun is rapidly building.
Whoa.
Great EX headbutt, and that is it. BK Summers in trouble. That's going to be a round to ROF.
Yeah, that's it.
Command grab, done.
Optimal damage.
ROF closes out a second game here today. He's got the V-trigger on deck. He has to pop it if he wants to stay alive here.
Yeah,
Travis trying to close it out now with a frame trap. Acrylic down to 5%. He's got to make something happen here now. This is the last chance for the Sydney Chiefs. And there's the overhead. He was saving it. Melbourne Order takes it. Travis Styles.
Went for the full screen overhead, Alex. That is some dirty tactics right there, my friend.
And that is the standings after week 5 of competition. You can see right there, guys. It's all there for you. The points, and of course, Deceptors and Sydney Raw out of there after last week's play. What a week it was as well, Chris. And the huge matches, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. That Order vs Avant roster was one of the biggest turning points, especially for going into this week, because it totally changed who's going to verse who. And I think it gave Order probably the benefit of getting to the grand finals. Slightly easier run. When I say slightly, it's ground zero of all people. But for them, they have to be feeling confident going into that.
Definitely. And of course, we had that beautiful moment we just saw then. Finally, a win for Deceptors and Robbie Slar with everyone singing along.
5
My
weeks.
God.
It took 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
But we got there. It's really beautiful to see Robbie be able to do that on the stage that he loves so much and to do it with the character that he loves so much. I don't think he wanted to switch, and I'm glad that he didn't. And I can't wait to see what he does next year with next season. And also, a new Street Fighter is going to be out as well by then. So let's hope we'll see how it happens with that.
Yeah, exciting times ahead. Right now, let's stay where we are today. This is the matches that are happening in front of us. We have the first semis, Melbourne Order taking on Perth Ground Zero. Will CO be popping off again? We'll find out. Melbourne Avant then taking on Sydney Chiefs in the second semi of the day. Do you have a prediction about how he's going to go already and what the grand final will be?
Well, I was talking to Tom and Alex earlier this week, and we all kind of decided already that we think it's going to be an Order versus Chiefs grand final. That's what we feel is probably the most likely to happen. It's going to depend, to me, it's going to depend on Avant, how they're going to adapt, because it is the same roster as we have every other week, so they have to adjust and change in other ways, and how they're going to adjust to this new Chiefs lineup.
Well, is that the case? Is that the call? Over to you, Ash, to check with Tom and Alex. So that's how they reckon it's going to go, true?
Thanks, Luke. Guys, any predictions? Alex, talk to me. I'm so excited. It's semi-finals weekend.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm having a bit of trouble scoring this first match, Ash. I mean, Melbourne Order versus Perth Ground Zero. Normally, I'd score this match 6-4 in Melbourne Order's favour, but Perth Ground Zero have brought in the juggernaut. They've brought in Ghost Chips from New Zealand, arguably New Zealand's finest player. That's really going to tip the scales in their favour. I'm going to score this at 5-5 Order versus Perth Ground Zero.
Oh, okay, cool. What about you, Tom?
Well, we saw Avant edge out over Chiefs in the regular season at a 4-3 score, but now the Chiefs have adjusted their lineup a little bit, and they've brought in Chopper as a direct counter for rumours of Ghosts, being another one of New Zealand's best players. So I think that might just tip the score in the Chiefs' favour going forward. So I think that in a close one, it may go 4-3 again, but I like the Chiefs.
All right, let's see how it all turns out. Remember, guys, we have partnered with Incent to reward viewers for watching the Gfinity Elite Series. During each match, keep an eye out for a drop code that'll appear at the bottom of your screen. And when you see it, log onto the website gfinity.incentloyalty.com as quick as you can for all the details on how to earn some currency. And don't worry about missing any of the live gaming because you can see it on the rewards website. That's it from us, Luke. Back to you.
Thanks very much. Could Tom look any more like he's teaching djembe lessons? You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a great vibe, man. Jobless, jobless. Hey, Brisbane Deceptors and Sydney Roar fought hard over the last 5 weeks, and even though they competed valiantly, they just got pipped at the post every round. Now, having been in the front line against all the players in the semi-finals today, they are well positioned to offer their predictions for the series.
I think the two teams that will make the grand final will be Order and Avant.
Chiefs or Order? Overall, as a team,
They're undisputedly the strongest teams right now.
you know, just because you have strong team members doesn't mean that your lineup will win.
In a grand final sense, I think I'd say Order.
I want Avant to take it. Please, Melbourne Avant, show them how it's done.
I expect Chiefs to win. The Chiefs cannot be understated. You know, I think Order have taken them out of the limelight, but really Chiefs, I think, are the team that everyone is scared of.
So semi-final 1 and Melbourne Order are bringing back Bug to replace Camzos, while Travis Styles and RF make up a formidable trio. What do you think about Bug coming in as opposed to Camzos?
I think it's an interesting decision.
Yeah?
I think when you think back to the regular season earlier on, Camzos was a fantastic counter to CEO especially. He didn't really find a way to deal with that Manat very well. Bug is still a very good player, but the thing I'm worried about is if he runs into CEO. They both play Ibuki, and normally Bug is called the mentor compared to CEO. CEO's the apprentice, Bug being the mentor. But in the most recent weeks, CEO's got the better of him twice. Especially yesterday was a Bankstown local tournament, and CEO was the one that knocked him out twice. First in the winner's bracket, and then again in the loser's final.
So you think the student might become the master today?
We'll have to see.
Okay, well, Perth Chizzy are coming into this match after their convincing win over Avant last week with an unchanged side of Ghost Chips, CO and Rups. How do you like the looks of that, Chris?
Look, if we just
big sigh. What's that about? What's the big sigh for?
This is why I'm saying, because if we just base this matchup on statistics alone, Order should win this 4-1 straight.
Sure.
But I need this roster to believe. I need them to believe that they can win. If I was to ask the audience and the people here, if our Ground Zero are going to win today, the silence is deafening.
Right.
They can't think like that.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be hesitant. I don't want them to have any negative thoughts. If you have a negative thought here, you'll lose.
Yeah.
If you're hesitant up here, you'll lose.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure on these players. Speaking of that, now, if you want to play Street Fighter at the very elite level, there is a ton of pressure, and mental strength is vital for success in the Elite Series. To find out more, here's the latest step along the path to pro, giving you the edge thanks to Alienware.
I'm Jim Inesso, commentator in the Gfinity Elite Series. I'm here with a special edition of Path to Pro, thanks to Alienware.
CJ sends it down. See you later. It's the Chiefs who get 3-0'd. It's the Raw who defy expectations.
Keeping you and your team on track after a devastating loss can be a difficult space to navigate. So how do you soften the blow? We spoke to Matthew Plewis from the University of Technology, Sydney, about some strategies that you can employ on your path to pro.
That's it, Travis takes it. What a close game.
If you are coming back from a devastating loss, I think the first thing you do need to recognise that it is important to lose. Everyone does lose. The second thing you should do is recognise that it doesn't necessarily mean you're not performing well. It's going to affect your mentality more than your skill.
Right, we're on the back foot, boys. Come on.
If you are feeling you're falling behind or starting to lose against your opponent, start to shift your focus towards the small wins to increase the likelihood of a greater outcome of performance.
2 more, yeah? Boys, let's not panic if we're down.
Some players might be very motivated after a big loss, whereas some players might be a bit more bummed out. So it's important that all feedback is individualised in esports.
Overhead, he's done it! Robbie gets his first win for the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2!
Best of luck on your path to pro.
Thanks, Jim Nesso, you bloody dreamboat. Hey, look, it is a big part of this, isn't it? Esports at every level, psychology, and a lot of it sounds like it's overly simplistic. It's really about positive mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, well, these kind of lessons you kind of take everywhere. It's not just esports. It can be sports as well. It can be in life in general.
Yeah.
And how are you feeling when you're playing on tilt? Let's say you've just taken a big loss and you're thinking about it. And we saw that with a couple of players being very emotional after they took a big loss and how they were able to bounce back. And you had other people that it drove them. It made them like... To me, someone that took a big loss was someone like Fangry. If he took a big loss, then he would kind of get more down, and you could see that in his playstyle. Someone who gained more was someone like Travis Styles for me.
Right.
How he took that big loss, but it fueled him to get more. And that's what you kind of need.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we'll see how it plays out in the players' mindset today. Huge first semi on the way, so let's get these teams out here. Guys, bang your hands together. Make some noise for the first team of the day. Melbourne Order, come on, give it up. Bug, Travis Styles, and ROF. And taking them on in today's first semi, make some noise for Perth Ground Zero. Ghost Chip, CO and Rups. The pressure is really on. Now, Bug, are you feeling it today? Are you boys confident going into this?
Yeah, like I haven't even had time to shave. I've just been training. I'm so ready.
Dude, the beard's great, man. It's a real good beard. As someone who tries my best, it's real good. Hey, dude, Rups, I mean, you're someone generally who talks it down. I think that's your vibe. You're like, either way, not sure. But are you feeling confident going into this match?
So, do you want to feel this?
Great. Yeah, sure. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Well, I think Bug's been underperforming most of the season.
Wow.
And
this feels like the start, not the beginning. I mean, the end, rather.
Kind of excited to finally get the Ibuki mirror they've been waiting for since Season 1 Grand Finals. So, I mean, I'm excited to win it, sorry.
Huge.
So, back to order.
And back to me. Great. Hey, let's get on to the matchups right now, guys. Have a look there on the screen behind us. So, first important match of the day is going to be... Yeah, all right. Let's take a sec. Now, before we move on, Bug, I want to talk to you because Sia said his piece. Look, we were talking before at the desk about how much stronger he's been getting with Ibuki. Are you confident that your Ibuki will take down his Ibuki?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm the one that told him to play Ibuki. I'm ready to take him out.
Oh, no. I'm moving on. Very cheeky. I like that, though. Next matchup of the day. Let's have a look at the next one. Is going to be Travis Styles and Ghost Chips. Okay, both looking suitably nervous on their faces just there. All right, ROF and Rups. Next, what's matchup number 4? Travis Styles and CO, okay. Matchup number 5, if we get there, obviously, ROF versus Ghost Chips. Matchup number 6, Bug and Rups. And the final matchup of the first semi-final will be Travis Styles and Ghost Chips. A lot of thinking to do. Look at these faces. They're getting in the zone. Get out of here, guys. Get prepped. Get ready. This is going to be huge, guys. This is what we're here for. It's semi-final time. Perth Ground Zero, Melbourne Order. Don't go anywhere after this.
Coming up, Melbourne Order take on Perth Ground Zero.
So I think actually GZ have an equal or slightly stronger team, but history is we've beaten them 4-1, 4-1 again, and then 4-2 this season, so I can't see it being like too hard. I think we should cruise to a victory.
Tend to walk into things feeling that I can win it and I'm going to win it. That's how I approach things. You have to be confident in your decisions and your reads on your opponent. And being a good anchor player, there's some of that stress taken off my teammates. And when they're less stressed, I feel less stressed as well.
Street Fighter 5, brought to you by Dare Iced Coffee and Astro Headsets.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
3 days ago, Coda announced that Zero would join Cell 7 in the upcoming Soma Worlds tournament. After so many league victories, switching teams this close to the tournament appears to be a deliberate move to destroy Coda's chance at the title.
Welcome back to Street Fighter 5. Now, just before we get into our first semi-final, this is what happened last time these two sides met in Week 3.
Order's the strongest team. We wanted to win. You know, we had high expectations of ourselves.
As expected, they did return with the lineup of Ghost Chips, Sire, and Rups. So knowing that, we tried to put Travis up against Ghost Chips because we were very confident that Travis would win that one, and I still believe that he can.
You can't be angry with losing, especially if it was like that close.
Ghost was just playing extremely unorthodox, and I guess in this particular format it worked quite well for him.
Like, we had a lot of 2-1s. Early on it was harder because we had to find our footing first.
Well played on his part, but if he does come across our path again, it won't be the same way, it will be different.
I feel carrying forward into the finals, I think we'll do pretty well.
Krishna, is there a crucial matchup for you in this next match?
Well, the guys just talked about it down there.
Yeah.
It's the Ghost Chips versus Travis Styles one.
Yeah.
Because I think Ghost Chips is the only one to be able to beat Travis Styles pretty, I don't want to say convincingly, but I'll say convincingly.
Yeah.
In this series so far. And I know Travis isn't the sort of person that'll let that slip. That'll drive him to be really, really on point today. He won't want to give up another game to him. So it'll set the tone for me on what mindset he's in and how Order's going to bring it to
You
this
still
game.
think Order's going to take it away, though? That's your call?
Yes. I'm going to say it's 4-1.
All right, well, we will see. It's time to get in the first semi of the day. Please go absolutely nuts for both teams, guys. Make some noise. We throw it over to Tom and Alex to call the fight. Get into it.
Thanks, Luke. It's game day live from the Hoyt's Gfinity Esports Arena as we kick off the semi-finals, and excitement is in the air, Tom, with only 4 teams remaining to compete for a spot in the coveted Elite Series Grand Finals. Hi, I'm Alex Hart. I'm here with Tom Scott. Tom, this is a big day for all the teams involved.
Yeah, it's a massive one, and these matchups are all going to be extremely tight, I feel. So the stress is on for these guys. The pressure is on. They have to perform now. It's do or die time in the Elite Series, and I think that with the best Australia has to offer, we're going to have some top-quality Street Fighter coming your way today.
I think it's going to be just fantastic. And before we get into these games, before we get into Melbourne Order versus Perth Ground Zero, it's time to reward all your loyal viewers. Make sure you head over to gfinity.incentloyalty.com and use the drop code on your screen, GADOKEN, GHADOKEN, to earn some currency. You've got a limited amount of time from now to use the drop code and get paid, and you can receive up to 20 incents per drop code. And don't worry about missing any of the semi-final action, because you can keep watching this match from the World's website. All right, Tom, let's get into it. Game number 1, Melbourne Order versus Perth Ground Zero, and Sio has his wish granted. Now, he did so well against Bug yesterday in a local tournament, taking him out twice, apparently, Tom.
Yeah, I know. That's nuts. Now, I know I've talked to Sio a lot. He's a guy that I've communicated with a lot in the past, and he used to tell me constantly about how the mountain he wanted to climb was surpassing Bug, becoming the #1 Ibuki in the country, as Bug was his instructor. And he's been working extremely hard, and now is his opportunity to prove it. If he can set the tone here and get GZ out running with a quick first victory, then this could set the tone for this series, and we could see Ground Zero in the grand final for a second time. And nobody expected it the first time, and if they can get it 2 in a row, they might finally be able to get that underdog label they have tied to them off of their backs, and they can be considered a true contender.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tom, you got to be careful what you wish for, but Sio's getting his wish here today on the biggest stage of all, here at the Gfinity Elite Series semi-final, and we can see both Ibukis up on the screen there, locked in, ready to roll, and Sio looks like he's feeling confident, ready to go. Both characters are locking in now. How do you think this one's going to go, Tom?
It's going to be incredibly tight, but this is a momentum-based game, so it's going to be a matter of which Ibuki can get the momentum first. So let's get into our first game. Make some noise for the guys on stage right now, everybody. We are in the semi-finals of the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2. Let's get into Game 1.
Melbourne Order and Perth Ground Zero fighting for a spot in the Elite Series Grand Final. Let's get underway with the semi-finals now. Game number 1.
Now remember, we've got Sio in the Ground Zero green trunks, and then we have Bug in the order on orange on the left. So watch out for that, folks. These mirror matches can be confusing.
All right, both these players have an extremely strong ground game. Sio perhaps having a little bit of a stronger ground game than Bug here, but Bug already down to about 50% life.
Right,
here comes the V-trigger.
Oh no, he just takes the damage instead of going for a mix-up. Now when you see Sio use the Fuma Shuriken, watch for him to opt for the mix-up instead of the damage. That's the difference between these two players.
Sio has some of the filthiest V-trigger setups in the business. He hasn't activated yet, but we could see one now.
Oh, here it
comes.
is.
Great confirmed. Bug's in big trouble now. He's going to take the damage. The Shuriken comes back. Sio capitalizing. And the kunai. That's it. Wow, well done. Round 1 to Sio.
That was excellent play by Sio there. Now, I think Bug was expecting a side switch mix-up there, and then Sio just went for this funky little setup, and instead just hit him with that crouching medium kick, and then just got the big conversion off of it.
That is the Sio classic, those instant overhead kunais. All right, now here comes Bug turning up the volume now. He wants to get revenge for round number 1. Of course, that V-trigger is on deck for Sio now. He needs to pop that to get some action here before he gets stunned.
Oh, this might be a perfect.
And we could see a perfect now. Bug turning up the volume. Sio's in big trouble. Big damage now. Here comes the 50-50, and he gets it. And Bug answers back for Melbourne Order with a perfect in round 2.
Got the classic 5 golden letters, Alex.
All right, Sio looking like he's a little bit worried here. Okay, round number 3, he's got full critical art on deck.
Oh, nice little backdash to get out of the button range and the whip punish with the...
Oh, big bet there by Bug. He's going to lose a lot of health over this.
Oh, he went for the reset, no throw. Bug not biting, though. Well, goes for a whip punish. I don't know about that V-trigger choice.
All right, throws to the V-trigger now. All right, Sio just gets out of dodge. He finds himself in the corner now. V-reversal, trying to make something happen here. Bug goes for the counter.
Air throw. Bug is on point right now, Alex.
Great command dash under. They're both out of the corner. Both players battling on life now. 73 seconds left. Who's going to win the Ibuki mirror, Tom? Great overhead. Bug's in trouble. This could seal the deal for Sio. Sio. There's the kunai trigger down, and he's done it. Sio, true to his word, takes it over Bug in the Ibuki mirror.
Yes. And look at the pop-up from the man. You can see how proud he is of this result.
Wow.
Ground Zero are off to a 1-0 lead, Alex. This is exactly what I was talking about.
Well, Sio, he put his money where his mouth was, and he comes out firing for Perth Ground Zero, taking down the master. The apprentice has now become the master, Tom. And Bug goes down here in game number 1 here between Melbourne Order and Perth Ground Zero.
Oh my lord, that was a good demonstration as we look in these highlights of what Ibuki's like as a character. Now, whichever
disgusting.
Of these two,
that's what she's like. Tom.
Yes, well, yes, but look at that mix-up. That's such an intelligent choice there, because Bug would be expecting a side switch mix-up. and then he just goes for the low instead. So Bug is holding back, looking for an option, and he just goes for a different one. That's a great use of mixing up your tools.
That is a great fake cross-up, and you can see him here use it to close out both rounds. You see here in round number 2, though, first, got to give credit where credit is due. Bug just comes out swinging here in round number 2. Says, you want to take round number 1, I'm going to show you why I'm the master and you're the apprentice.
And that's why these are the best players in the world. They can bounce back from a loss as brutal as that first round, then bring it back, and then just control. And then Sio, after getting perfected, comes back with an extra strong showing at the end of that third round and takes it out cleanly. And now, GZ.
And Bug looks like he's seen that one before.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's the face you make when you get hit by your own trick, Alex.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if you learnt that one from Bug.
I would guess so. But now that first game is done and dusted. We are going to dive into our second one now, which is Travis Styles versus NZ's own New Zealand's Ghost Chips. Now this is the one that this is the one that Order were talking about. This is the matchup that they wanted, Alex. This is because in this matchup, Balrog is such a strong ground game character that he can beat Bison at his own game. Ghost Chips has to play like ROF put earlier in the interviews, has to play an unorthodox style in order to get around the ground game here. So I think that this is a matchup that Travis is in a good position to win, Alex. How do you feel?
Yeah, look, I have to agree, Tom, and this is the biggest test for Ghost Chips now as the new player on the block here, this week for Perth Ground Zero. He's their biggest hope and their best hope, frankly, against Travis Styles. The onslaught of his boxer is, of course, one that Perth Ground Zero has weathered a lot before and to their detriment.
Rather poorly,
Exactly. So Ground Zero has got their work cut out for them here. They are, of course, up 1-0 thanks to Sio's stellar performance in the mirror in game number 1. Let's get into it now. Game number 2, Ghost Chips all the way from New Zealand. Is he going to be Perth Ground Zero's saving grace this week? They are up 1-0 now, and here comes Travis Styles with the strongest boxer in Australia versus New Zealand's strongest Bison. Now, here we go into game number 2, Ghost Chips, Travis Styles.
A lot of pressure is on Travis at the moment, but you know, this is a composed man. This is the rock. This is the anchor that Prisoner has been talking about for Order. So let's see if he can bring it back to 1-1 and not let it slip to a pretty scary 2-0 situation, Alex.
That's right. Travis playing, of course, a very defensive boxer. He's going to make Ghost Chips come to him. Ghost Chips likes to play quite offensively as a Bison player, but he's down now about 50%. He has to do some winning now, and just getting frame trapped in the corner now, down to about 20%.
He got really lucky there.
Great neutral jump. You can't do that against Travis, but he missed one there, unfortunately. All right, time for Ghost Chips now to turn up the offense. Psycho Blast doesn't go for the double dash forward yet.
Travis's defense is just so immaculate, Alex. I really enough can't be said about how good his defense is. The patience from this man, just taking this onslaught of offense from Ghost Chips. Look, he's just not biting on any of these baits.
That's right, and Ghost Chips needs to call out those V reversals. Travis does like to use those V reversals instead of going for a V trigger to get out of dodge. And look at the health deficit has been closed now. 45 seconds left on the clock. Ghost Chips doing very well. Here comes a frame trap. A chance now for Ghost Chips.
Oh, good challenge from Travis.
But just a dash up throw from Travis to take round number 1.
The composure from these two dudes is immaculate, Alex. I don't know how they do so well under pressure.
All right, let's see if Ghost Chips turns up the offense now in round number 2. Great frame trap from Travis. All right, he's got an early lead now. Travis is going to back off now. Wait for Ghost Chips.
Big
Psycho X. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, look at that damage already. 30% gone. Now more offense for Ghost Chips. Travis fighting back, though. He's just so good at picking these gaps.
That's right. Okay, here comes Travis now, pushing all the buttons. 80 seconds left on the clock. Great forward dash. Almost had Travis there. Almost Travis down to 50% now. Here comes Travis. Big damage on Ghost Chips. This could be a Ghost Chips refusing to tech in the corner. Doesn't eat the meaty. Here comes the V reversal from Travis. The offensive G reversal to keep Ghost Chips in the corner. And that's it. Just like that, Travis Styles evens it up. It is now 1-1 for Melbourne Order and Perth Ground Zero.
Oh my lord. So that was what we were talking about. How Travis is such a rock. The shoulder to rely on for Melbourne Order. The composure that he had on defense there is bar none in the Australian FGC, in my opinion at least. The way that Ghost Chips is throwing these baits at him in shimmies, in cross-ups and things like that, baiting him into pressing a button, and Travis just sits there. He just sits there, waits for Ghost Chips to overcommit, and then uses the V reversal to escape. Like when we look at these highlights here, it's just such stellar play, and defense is an unspoken rule in fighting games. It's the hardest thing to do. It is incredibly difficult to have good defense in a game like Street Fighter V, and Travis is just so strong.
That's right, but look at the way Ghost Chips has evened up a life deficit here in round number 1. It looked like Travis was going to get a perfect. Let's have a look here in round number 2. Ghost Chips getting an early crush counter here. Looked like he was going to get something off that second Psycho Axe, but was unfortunately just a little bit too early.
Missed it a little bit, and then Travis just was so good at capitalizing on these mistakes that Ghost Chips made.
All right, and Ghost Chips trying to defend here in the corner, but it's so hard to defend against Travis Styles in the corner, especially with that offensive V reversal there. I like it. And a fantastic jump back to call out the bicycle quick there to get out of the corner. I love it. A fantastic read, and Ghost Chips knows he screwed up with that bicycle quick kick out of the corner there. Those two are going to play again if we do go to a 7th game here, so do not underestimate Ghost Chips. He is a master of adaptation, Tom. That's one of the great things about these top players. They can gather data from their first game and really use it against him if it does go to the 7th game. But right now, it's the bad boy of the FGC himself, ROF, versus the nice guy. It's the nice guy versus the not so nice guy, Tom.
I think ROF is a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
He's a great guy. I hang out with him all the time. He's a really great
All
dude.
right, so it's ROF versus Rups. Rups, of course, will be repping, I suppose, Armika today, Tom.
I think he will, although Armika is a pretty bad matchup against Birdie. Now, Birdie Mika is bad. I think that this is the matchup that ROF would have been looking for against Ground Zero. He loves coming up against Rups' Mika because I think he has a little bit of a read on how Rups likes to play, and then that additionally supplemented with the fact that Mika as a character struggles to get in on Birdie and struggles to keep up with Birdie's damage output, makes a very favourable position for him. And now, so we may look at a counter pick here from Rups. I know he has an Abigail and a Nash, and he's hovering over the Nash right now on the character select screen. And look at that face of contemplation, Alex.
He's thinking
this
about
is a hard
Tom.
choice. I mean, it's such high stakes. Picking a pocket character in Street Fighter can be so dangerous, folks, because your pocket character is never going to be strong as your main, right?
That's right.
So if you've spent years practicing as, say, Armika, and then you switch over to Alex...
What is going on?
And
He's
then you
picking
switch over
Alex
to
here.
Alex, that's such an interesting choice.
What is going on? Look, I'll tell you what, Tom. Alex is really strong once he gets that V-Trigger 1 activated. Once he gets V-Trigger and he really brings out the younger, he can really get under ROF's skin.
Yeah, he definitely can. And this just shows how bad that Armika matchup is for Birdie, and it just shows that he is willing to switch to a pocket character that I don't think I've seen in months, Alex.
All right, let's see if Rups can perform. It's now 1-1, Perth Ground Zero in Melbourne order. Let's see if the Alex pick works out for Rups. Both players not willing to commit now yet. Ruff just slowly walking Rups now to the corner. There's the early jump and doesn't go for the command grab. Rups not pressing any buttons yet. Tries out the same thing on Ruff now. Ruff not pressing any buttons either. And just both players doing the Street Fighter 5 dance here at the moment.
Oh, that's a big risk. Now that dive kick is extremely negative on block.
Oh, big cross counter.
This is bad. This is a bad start. This is not how Rups would have envisioned this.
And this is where Ruff likes to get you in the corner so he can kill you with command grabs and that jumping light kick. Rups has to start anti-airing here. There's the overhead. Rups almost stunned. Great block on the overhead. Here comes V-Trigger 1 now. A chance one for Rups. Excuse me. Oh, and that's going to be a punish. Rups in big trouble. Great tech. Oh, and a crouching light punch.
This is an interesting choice from Rups, and I'm not quite sure if I agree with it, but you can see he's trying to slow things down a little bit. He's just got to slow down the pace and figure out what went wrong there and then adjust.
All right, Ruff playing a bit more loosely now in round number 2. He knows he's up around now.
Yeah, with the standing heavy punch.
All right, and here comes Rups trying to get a jump in, trying to get a crush counter there with that great standing heavy kick. And ROF being a bit more loose. He's pushing Rups again towards the corner. Rups has to make sure he doesn't get cornered here. This is big damage here.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh, and the reversal command grab. I like it. A chance now for Rups. Oh, and he gets command grab back again. Rups, he's going to try and jump out of the corner here, try and make it out of dodge.
Watch out for the rage shift. Rups going to be looking to activate right now that V-Trigger 1.
He needs to activate Tom if he wants to stay alive here and take a 2-1 for Perth Ground Zero. All right, great air-to-air. He's almost evened up the life deficit here. Ruff down to about 50%. Down goes the can. This is the standard Ruff setup. Ruff down to his last 20%. Here comes the V-Trigger activation. Great parry. Called out the V-reversal. A chance now for Rups. One more. Rups. Rups is in the house!
What a read!
And if you thought Rups wasn't here today, he certainly is.
So that's why he picked up.
Oh, Rups again! All right, this is what I was talking about with the younger. He's getting under Ruff's skin. All right, Ruff answers back with an EX headbutt.
This is showing why Ruff is also a top-level competitor here. See, so Ruff's got a little bit of momentum, but now here's Rups.
And here comes the stun.
The momentum, and now ROF taking his own, and Rups.
It's not going to be enough to kill.
Yeah, one button
Rups is in trouble. Is he going to send Rups packing? And the Rups stream is dead. And ROF takes it from Melbourne order to take them up 2-1 over Perth Ground Zero. And Ruff is popping off. He is here at the Gfinity Elite Series, Tom.
I think with that second round was just such an explosion from Rups. It was so slow and methodically he just attacked. And he got all this momentum, but that's what makes the best players the best players. The fact that ROF saw that the momentum was switching into Rups' favor and just attacked back.
Yeah.
You don't let the momentum shift. Momentum's too important in Street Fighter 5. You see in this first round, Rups let ROF walk all over him and get the momentum. But then you get into the second round here where Ruff's just exploded on offense,
That's right.
Alex.
Taking a page out of Freeze's Alex book here with that reversal command grab. And you can see here the Peter Unger gets started right here with the parry. Do not underestimate the Peter Unger. And he makes two fantastic reads here again.
Lord, Alex.
You can't jump away from me, and steals round number 2 there. Very well deserved here.
But then on the flip side of the coin here, ROF just comes in and goes, okay, so you're playing like a nut on me, and turns around and just switches the momentum. And that's how you stop people from aggressing on you in Street Fighter 5. You turn around and you play your own aggressive game. And that was just a very professional showing from ROF, a way to turn the momentum back to his way and not let the pressure get under his skin. And now, after a quick 1-0 loss for Order, they are now at 2-1, a commanding lead, Alex.
Fantastic play by ROF. You know, I heard Somniac say yesterday, ROF plays the person. He doesn't play the character matchup. He plays you as a person.
Yeah,
so you've really got to go on point. And it really puts other players off because they prepare for the matchup, the counters to certain setups. But ROF, he plays you psychologically.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Definitely.
And once he downloads you like he did in round number 2, that's it. It's all over.
Exactly. And it's interesting because people prepare for the matchups. They go, oh, this is minus this on block, and that means I can punish this with this. Oh, they won't take that risk. But the thing is that ROF wants to understand what kind of player you are.
That's
and
right.
then he goes, oh, this is if you're a methodical player, then he's going to start playing unorthodox. He's going to start trying to throw you off your game because as soon as you get flustered, you crumble. So it's the mental game is so important in Street Fighter, and I think ROF is a master at manipulating the way that people want to play and turning it into his own play style.
Only ROF knows what goes on behind those glasses, but to find out, let's go over to Luke and Krishna for the debrief. Thank you.
Chris.
What a match. What a match so far. Oh, we've only seen 3 rounds, but my God, it's really popping off. Let's have a look. This is the score update so far. In case you have missed it, this is exactly what's been going on. So Sigo, the shining light for Perth Ground Zero at the moment, 2-1, taking out Bug. Ghost Ship's going down hard to Travis Styles, 2-0. Ruff's a surprise. I don't think anyone thought he could do that with Alex. 2-1 just then. We are going to see what happens next after this in this all-important next round. Plenty more Street Fighter 5 action after this short break. This is the semi-final, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to Street Fighter 5 edition of the Gfinity Elite Series. Order up against Perth Ground Zero in our first semi-final, and it's 2-1 in favour of Melbourne Order at the moment. Let's have a chat about this match before we get back to it. So much happening.
What a way to start.
Let's talk about that perfect from Bug in the first game there.
I think when you're supposed to be the mentor, you're supposed to be the one that knows everything. you kind of establish yourself like that. And I think that's what Bug kind of did in that game. He fell a little bit to a lot of interesting things that CEO was doing. He played really well. We can get on that later. But when Bug put that perfect out, I think it was a statement for him as a player. Like, no, this isn't going to be easy as you think it is, and I'm still the best Ibuki in Australia. That's really what he wanted to say. And I like some of the decision-making he made throughout this round. Kind of going for, maybe it's the kind of things where it's obvious, but because it's so obvious, it's not what you expect, almost. And I think Seiya was expecting him to be a little bit more mix-up-y heavy, a little bit more, but Bug kind of played it safe. But when the later round that we saw, Seiya still was able to turn it back. And I think that's a testament to how he is as a player, what he's learned from Bug himself, I think, and from other people in the community. And that's really important to him.
Well, we're ready to head into this next match. Before we do, I want to quickly talk about this next matchup. So we are seeing CEO go up against Travis Styles. Do you have a feeling which way it's going to go, Krishna?
It's going to be a really hard fight for CEO, but this is the CEO that's taken out numerous anchors in very other teams. He's taken out Panda, he's taken out BK Sama. He's just come off with a fantastic victory off Bug. So he has to be feeling like he can make this. And I think he can perform well under pressure. So I think if there's any day that he's going to perform, this has to be it. This has to be now.
All right, well, let's see if he can do it. We're into the all-important third game of this first semi-final. It's time to fight. Back to you, Tom and Alex.
Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome back, guys. We are into our next game. It is going to be Travis Styles versus CEO, as the boys on the other desk so kindly introduced for us. Now, this is an interesting matchup. I know that CEO struggles with Travis a bit, but I've seen recently, at least online, they have been going back and forth. Now, I know that online play is a different beast to being in the Gfinity Esports arena. However, it is an indicator of where Sio is and how he's progressing as a player, that he is catching up to these best in the country guys.
That's right. We're seeing him evolve as a player before our eyes, and he had such a strong opening today. And he's taken out Bug, and he had a bit of a rough start, a bit of a slow start at the start of Season 2. He's had a few losses, but he's really come out swinging today. And I really hope he continues that run here against Travis Styles, but it's going to be a real uphill battle for him.
Yeah, it is. Now, I think that the way that CEO likes to play, that sort of mix-up heavy style, sort of doesn't lend itself well against a player like Travis Styles, who is so defensive.
He is defensive, but if anyone can open him up with some filthy mix-ups, it's CEO.
Yeah, you're right. Now, this is going to be an interesting matchup. I think this is probably the most pivotal one for me personally going into this series. Now, let's see how we go here. It is GZ versus Order. Order are currently up 2-1. Let's see if CEO can turn it around and prevent a 3-1 situation for Ground Zero and set it to 2-2. And let's see if we can make it 7 games, Alex.
That's right. Okay, here we go into game number 4.
Now, let's see how we go here. Oh, good!
Great confirm. Calls out that rush punch. And Travis likes to open with those light rush punches just to see if you're awake. And Sio proving that he is very much
definitely
awake.
awake, yes. But now Travis with the little jab check underneath for the cross up there, and now all of a sudden life is even again.
All right, big damage now, and he's going to feel that. Ibuki, of course, 950 health. And here comes Sio trying to get a confirm on Travis Styles. Now Travis is not biting.
Not biting this defense from Travis Styles.
Look at this block. That's 8 or 9 normals in the row. And there's a fantastic neutral jump. Sio already down to about 50%.
Nice. Travis.
Right. Travis. Here comes Sio. He doesn't go for the V-trigger activation just yet. There's the V-reversal.
Oh, here it is on block. Now, this is a much less scary scenario. So there we...
And Travis just walking straight under that kunai. He wasn't having any of it. And Sio, that was his big chance there.
This is not looking good.
And this is a big downer now for Sio. He's in the corner, and there it is, the dash up. A round 1 to Travis Styles. Sio looking a little bit lost here, Tom.
If I've learned anything in the Gfinity Elite Series, Alex, it is you do not jump in the corner against Travis Styles.
You do not back jump in the corner.
That is the worst
right.
idea in the world. And Sio finding out the hard way there that Travis's defense is just too immaculate.
All right, great block on the overhead. Sio trying to get something started here against Travis, but Travis is not biting, just refusing the tech.
Yeah, this is a nice little whip punish there. Now a bit more offense, but then Travis just knows exactly when to interrupt.
Travis waking up with buttons now. Sio down about 50%.
Oh, nice rush punch there to catch the jump up. This is just complete control from Travis at the moment. Nice.
Great offensive reversal. That's a huge standing roundhouse. That's going to hurt. Sio's in big trouble now. He needs to press no buttons. Travis just backing off now, waiting for Sio to hang himself. 65 seconds left on the clock. Sio needs to make something happen now.
Yeah, he has to make use of this Fuma Shuriken here, but he just can't get in close enough to Travis.
There we go. All right, a chance now for Sio. Here comes the confirm. 50-50. Which sides are going to be? Goes for the same side. Great block by Travis. Finishes with a V reversal. And there it is. Travis Styles takes Melbourne Orr to a commanding 3-1 lead.
Now, I think the problem there from watching that matchup is that Travis was just putting up a wall of buttons. Sio needed to get in and start a press, like showing off that throw game to make Travis feel like he needs to start teching and pressing buttons. But Travis was doing such a good job of just checking in with light punches and medium punches that he just couldn't get in on him to instill any kind of offense, Alex. And now all of a sudden, after us toting how glorious that 1-0 was and how GZ had it in their favor, here we are looking at the highlights and it's 3-1.
That's right, and Sio just having so much trouble trying to get anything out of Travis here. That crouching jab from Balrog is so lethal. He's just afraid to go in there and perhaps get a throw game going. There's the counter throw from Travis. Called it out already. Great throw tech. You can see here the early life lead, really capitalizing on that. He's got him stuck here in the corner, and he goes for the jump back. And there is the patent finisher from Travis Styles. Trying to get something started here with EX Kunai, pressing button 0 on wake up. Huge standing roundhouse crutch counter that hurts so much.
It really does. It really does. And I think what hurts Yo the most is that he didn't get the conversion out of his V-trigger that he needed to win this match.
That's the thing. For all the power, for all the hate that Ibuki gets, she really needs so much of that V-trigger. It all relies on this V-trigger mix up here. And you can see here, trying to go on the same side, and Travis content to just sit there, answers with his own V-reversal of his own. And after that, So didn't look like he had anything left, Tom.
Yeah, it looked like he was relying too much on that V-trigger there to get an opening and convert on it. But that's not how you're going to win games. And you can see Sio displeased with himself there in that little cutback. He knows that that's not how you're going to get games off of these top-level caliber players. You have to have a complete game to beat someone like Travis Styles.
That's right.
ROF. Someone like Bug. And the thing is that he had that complete game. When he was playing against Bug, he was out footsying him and beating him in the mix-up game. And then all of a sudden, he just came up against Travis and just obviously wasn't quite prepared for what was coming his way, and it just sort of flustered out and got nothing. But on to the next game, Alex. We got a blockbuster here. We have New Zealand's strongest player, Ghost Chips, up against ROF now. So we're going to have Birdie versus M. Bison. Now, how do you feel about that one?
The pressure is on for young Ghost Chips here from New Zealand. Now, I would normally put this is a very even match, I think. I know ROF has played Somniac many, many times. He's very well versed in the Bison matchup, and of course he does very well against Somniac. Somniac also does quite well against ROF. They're a bit back and forth.
Yeah, they are, definitely.
But Ghost Chips, of course, has come off a loss earlier today, while ROF has come off a win. So I think ROF is going to have the psychological edge here going to this matchup. But Ghost Chips really needs to shake off that first loss, Tom.
But then, in saying that, Ghost Chips is an international level competitor. This is someone who is expected to win the national tournaments in New Zealand and then expected to place top 8 in Australian tournaments as well. So this is someone who I think, if there's anybody on this Ground Zeroes roster that can bounce back from a loss, it's going to be Ghost Chips. Now let's see, make some noise everybody if you want to see more games out of Ground Zero. They are down 3-1 at the moment. So one more game and it is all over Red Rover for the boys in green.
All right, it could potentially be another 4-1 for Melbourne Order. It's up to Ghost Chip to save Perth Ground Zero from certain death here in the semi-finals of the Elite Series. Great slide.
Good job checking the can immediately. And now all of a sudden Ghost Chips has the corner already on ROF.
All right, great start for Ghost Chips here. He's got ROF locked down in the corner, gets a crush counter. That's so hard to do, especially on ROF's birdie. Goes for the straight throw tech. ROF is ready for it. ROF swinging out of the corner now, trying desperately to get out. Ghost Chips has got the lockdown here. ROF looking a bit lost. There's the EX ballhead straight into the activation. That's why you want to look at the damage there. Regular throw now.
Nice interrupt from Ghost Chips. That was excellent play. And now one more hit and Ghost Chips takes this round
Ghost Chips is knocking it out the park. Makes the slide safe.
The armor.
All right, ROF answers back. He could take this. It could be either way. Great gag on the tan there. All right, this is anyone's game now. And straight win there. Who got that one, Tom? That's Ghost Chips for the trade.
I wanted to say something, but I wasn't sure who actually won.
I think that was a standing medium punch from ROF there that traded with the light bicycle kick. All right, round one to Ghost Chips. He's doing so well here. That's unsafe.
Though that's not good. ROF with the punish. Gets hit by the can. Doesn't get any combo off it though. Ghost Chips is getting lucky at the moment, I tell you what.
All right, Ghost Chips pushing forward now. 85 seconds left on the clock. Trying to get a crush counter out of ROF. ROF is not lighting. And I like these psycho axes. He's so confident. Look at that grey damage building up on ROF now. Just staying out of that normal range of ROF there.
Ghost Chips is just standing still. He's not down backing. He's not blocking. He's just standing still.
That's going to cost him. Great jump in from ROF. He dropped the combo. All right, a little bit of punish there from Ghost Chips. Wow, and just a straight headbutt there. Didn't have the V-trigger to cancel it.
Ghost Chips has
Ghost Chips in serious trouble now, trying to get a standing roundhouse crutch counter. Great overhead from ROF. Round 2 to the bad boy.
And now we're looking at Order could take this series and slide into grand finals as quick as a 4-1, Alex.
Match point for ROF. Ghost Chips has got to save ROF. It's do or die now. These are the high pressure situations Ghost Chips is used to.
Oh no.
That's a big jump in. That's the second great jump in ROF's had today, Tom.
Yeah, it looks like Ghost Chips is struggling with these birdie jump in buttons here. So I think that's a good option for ROF to go to. But now,
Here, grabs again out of the corner. Notice how ROF isn't throwing down any more cans. He knows Ghost Chips has got that slide ready to go. ROF is just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way on the ground. Both players about even on life now. There's the EX Dolphin dive. Caught Ghost Chips sleeping there.
Oh, nice jump back jab. Good option there. He knows the anti-airs are killing him, so he's just going for a much simpler option there to get away from that air game. And now, but ROF can
Ghost Chips in serious trouble. There's the jump back. Melbourne Order's done it. They've done it. And they're going into grand finals. ROF takes Melbourne Order through to the grand finals here at the Elite Series at Perth Ground Zero. Goes down in flames. 4-1, Tom.
4-1. That is a very convincing scoreline for the Melbourne Order, and they're going to be looking to the grand final to continue this.
History has repeated itself, Tom. 4-1 again for these boys. Melbourne Order versus Perth Ground Zero. Look, that's an unfortunate result, Tom. I expected it to be a little bit closer, but
so
ROF and Travis once again proving that they are too strong and well deserving of a spot in the Elite Series Grand Finals. Let's have a look at the instant replay here before we go into the next game. You can see here Ghost Chips getting that corner lockdown so well on ROF. ROF looking a little bit lost, but of course you have to watch out for that EX Bullhead out of the corner. He does get a confirm into the V-True cancel. And look at the damage.
The thing is, the Ghost Chips had some really great ideas. You could tell that he knew this matchup and was ready for it. It just looked like he wasn't quite ready for that first game. And that first game is the one they had to win. If he had a bit more of an opportunity to play ROF again, then maybe things might have gone their way the second time. But the nature of this format and the nature of how the Gfinity Elite Series works, you do not get a second chance. You have to make your first chance count. And that's what ROF did. ROF
this second round was all about fantastic jump-ins from ROF. He just knew when to jump in. Perhaps Ghost Chips accepting a throw there, but got the overhead instead. Here's the EX Dolphin dive to really get some damage on Ghost Chips.
And then you see Ghost Chips adapt with the jump back jab attempt to anti-air. But you see ROF notices, okay, he's trying to jump back jab. And ROF just starts mixing up his options as well. And it just... You could see Ghost Chips, I think, was just a split second behind on that last conversion.
And you saw Travis do that against Ghost Chips in his game. The jump back to call out the slide and the light bicycle kick. And what a fantastic game there from ROF. Once again, the Melbourne Order are finding themselves in grand final here at the Elite Series, Tom.
It's not going to be a repeat of last finals though either, because now the Grand Zero are out, they're going to have to face a new opponent in these grand final series. So we're going to find out now, well not now, but very, very soon, whether it is going to be Avant or Chiefs. Now, that could go either way. I wonder, just hypothetically quickly, who do you think they want to play? What do you think?
Melbourne Avant versus Sydney Chiefs. I think they would rather play Chiefs, to be honest.
You think so?
I don't think ROF wants to face Rumours of Ghosts again. Because if they go up against Avant, he's going to have to face his birdie nemesis, Rumours of Ghosts, who has a very good record, one of the few players here at the Elite Series who actually has a good record against ROF. So I think they'd much rather face the Chiefs, who in themselves are a very strong team as well. I mean, Somniac, BK, ZG, they are no slouches, and they are well deserving of a spot in the grand final here at the Elite Series, Tom.
They definitely are. Now, let's get on to that game. Enough lollygagging from us. Let's send it over to Luke to bring him in.
Yeah, the champs are back. They're back, and they're back in the second season grand final. Let's have a look at how that played out. This is the scoreline of that last amazing match we just saw. So, yeah, it got close there, didn't it, when we went to that first break after 3 games, but then we came back and Travis Styles again just so on form this season once more. 2-0 taking down CO, and then ROF. Ghost Chips almost back in that 5th game, but ROF too good, absolutely too good for him. Ash right now, he's hanging out with CO from Ground Zero. He must be a little bit crushed. Hey, Ash, how's he doing?
Sorry, we're just having a bit of a laugh here. Thanks so much, Luke. Hey, look, I'm so sorry, guys, got knocked out. You did fight hard. We were just discussing then your fight with Bug. Were you feeling pretty good in that matchup there?
I was super confident against Bug. Like the local tournament yesterday, I double jeopardied him. You know, fought him in losers finals 3-2 my way. So I was extremely confident. Against Travis, not so much. Like, I'm just scared of Travis. He's a really strong player. I mean, all the guys from Order are as much trash as I talked about Bug before. Like, he's very good. Yeah, it's a hard loss.
So what makes Travis, I guess, a scary player?
Like, he's just very, like, content to down back until you need to take a risk. And most of the time, he'll capitalize on that risk. Like, he knows exactly why Ghost Chips beat him last time and did everything that he needed to stop that happening again, which was really good. It just sucks that it happened to us.
So I find it interesting, Rups' choice of Alex. Did you guys discuss that beforehand, or was it a surprise? What was his reasoning? Do you know?
We've basically been discussing it for like a whole week. Because Peter, I guess, is not confident as Mika. Sometimes he'll just pick a different character because that's who he feels like he would win as. And as Alex, I mean, he almost did. He smoked ROF in that second round and had the double, air knee read at the end. That was insane. ROF just closed it out.
There's a lot of popping off today. What were you guys saying to each other? I saw a little bit of back and forth.
Oh, we weren't saying anything to order. Before the game, we were just having a laugh about sports drinks.
Nice. That's really that's super random. Look, it was so great to see you guys all throughout the season. You guys played so well. You fought so hard to get to the semis. Are we going to see you again next season?
I mean, I hope so. Like, fingers crossed. I'd love to come back. It's a really fun event. Pretty volatile format, but we'll see how we go.
Well, awesome. I look forward to seeing you next season. Thanks for chatting.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Luke.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. Congratulations, Sarah. Congratulations, Ground Zero. Well done. We can see the results right there in front of us. So Melbourne Order have gone through to the grand final, but who will it be, Avant or Chiefs? We'll find out in the next semi. But before we get into that, right now, sitting at the desk is the winning captain, Bug. Congratulations, man, into another grand final. I mean, do you have a team you would prefer to verse out of Avant and Chiefs?
Not really. Both are pretty easy.
I mean, I hope they're listening. I love this kind of stuff. That's huge. Over to you, Krishna.
Bug. Hi. I'm sorry, but I need to talk to you about CO.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that I... Look. The thing is, when you both play the same character and you converse a lot outside of the game and outside as friends more likely, are you actually somewhat... Is there some part of you that's actually proud of how he's gone and how he's developed Izubuki over time?
Yeah, definitely. He's learned a lot and he's gotten better. And props. I'll get him next time.
That's what I like to see.
Let's get some analysis right now, Krishna. What rounds are we going to look at?
I want to talk about your teammate, Travis Styles, because he's a really good asset for this team. And especially, CO hinted at it a little bit, and it's the way he does down back. And I just love the neutral he plays, especially when you're playing someone who's very mix-up heavy. If you're just content to just sit there, and how we wanted to try and play this round out. Can you attest a little to that?
Yeah, basically what you want to do against Ibuki is she has to Barrow can just block a lot because she has to take risks, just has to stagger. He's got that target combo. And one thing that's huge is anytime you EX kunai, free V reversal, completely nullifies it.
Yeah, I don't think I saw him pop trigger that often. It was more just to push him off him, and we saw that a little bit, especially when Sia would get that Ibuki V trigger up and he couldn't really use it and couldn't really get much out of it.
Yeah, that's it. If you can nullify the V trigger, you win. Easy.
All right, let's find out, Krishna, who is your Astra MVP for that match? Righto, Krishna, who gets the points and who gets the MVP?
I got 1 point to CO. One reason is that's the first time I've heard him unmuted, so that's a nice change of pace for once. But he played really well today, and I'm proud of how he's developing as a player as well. I think it's been really nice for Ground Zero to have him and be able to rely on him to take out anchor players and key players in other lineups. My second point goes to Travis Styles. I think he's looking really good going to this grand finals. He's playing exactly the spot that I wanted him to. Always taking out the 2-0, always taking it out. ROF's going to get my MVP for this week, though. One of the biggest reasons I love ROF as a player in that round is we saw how, the whole crowd in here, seeing Rups make that comeback, that was really, really nice. But if you want 40 seconds of what is ROF the player, it didn't phase them at all. It didn't change how he was going to play that match. It didn't change how he was going to do it. And he absolutely played that exactly how he wanted to and was able to stamp how he was going to play against Rups. And that's why he gets my MVP for this week.
He's really the player to beat in this whole series, isn't he? Congratulations, RF. You are the MVP for that match. Thanks to Astro headsets, including the new A40 and A50, which are being used right here on stage at the Gfinity Elite Series. Now, Alienware is giving away a 15-inch gaming laptop this season of the Gfinity Elite Series. There are heaps of ways to enter, and all that info is on the website, gfinityesports.com.au. The Alienware M15 is the thinnest and lightest gaming notebook they have ever made, and you could be the lucky one to get your hands on it. The winner will be announced next week after the final, all thanks to Alienware and Gfinity Esports Australia. Right, semi-final 2 is next between Melbourne Avant and Sydney Chiefs. Avant are coming into this match with an unchanged side that lost to Perth Ground Zero 4-2 last week. They have Space Ghost, a Wild Llama, and Rumours of Ghost. What do you reckon about that, Krishna?
I think the interesting thing is when you have a lineup that you've kept for 6 weeks now, it's not really about, you can't really pull any surprises against anyone. They know exactly what you're coming with. They know exactly how you play. So what you have to do as your team is you know how to adapt. You need to know who you're versing and how you're going to play against them. And I think I really like Rumours for that matter, because when I see him in game, you know, you'll see him do the crouch jabs, you'll see him do the stand heavy punches, but when you see him wait, that means he's noticed something. That means he's looking for something. And you need to guess, crap, what is he looking for? What have I done that makes him stay there like that? And I think that's a really powerful asset to have.
Is it enough, though? Is it enough? Because Sydney Chiefs have brought out the big guns this week for their semi-final clash. Grandmaster Somniac is back after missing the last 2 weeks. And the Big Chopper makes a return also, and they team up with BK Sama. I mean, is that the lineup to take down Avant?
I really like this roster change of not having ZG in this week. ZG is a very good player. He's a very powerful player, and I think he would have done fine against this Avant roster. But I think the benefit you have from Chopper is he can bring a little bit something different in character as well as playstyle, and I think that's really powerful.
There, yeah.
You know, I think it'd be unfair to expect him to be able to perform how he has so far today, but as long as he can take one game, whether against Rumors of Ghosts or one of the other guys, I think it'll be a very powerful asset to him, and I think he's going to be a key player to having Chiefs enter the grand finals.
Bug, do you have a prediction? I know you're confident against both teams, but do you have a prediction on who's going to win this next match?
I'd probably say Chiefs would win, yeah. Like, I like Avant. You know, they're pretty much the Sydney team. I know they say Melbourne Avant, but there's Sydney players in them, friends with them. But you can't look past the Chiefs. They've got a strong lineup, and they probably do well.
What do you think about? Sorry, what do you think about Chopper as a player as well? I don't think you've got to probably verse him as much as other people, but
he's a good, he's a very good player, and he does a lot of cheeky things. So it's good to see that like they're bringing him out because Sydney doesn't really have an Abigail player to practice the matchup against, so he'll go well, I reckon. Steal a couple wins.
All right, then. Let's get these teams out here. Huge semi-final ahead of us. Whoever wins this will be going through to the grand final to take on Melbourne Order. So please, put your hands together, guys. Make some noise for Melbourne Avant! Space Ghost, the Wild Llama, and Rumors of Ghosts. And taking them on, go absolutely crazy for Sydney Chiefs! The Big Chopper, BK Sama, and Somniac. Did I just see you guys put arms around each other? That is the sweetest thing ever. That's so adorable. Are you confident going into this, Rumors?
Yeah, I mean, last time we played and the time before that, we got them. But, you know, it's a new lineup. They've got some new faces. Or, like, new face here. But it's, no trash talk today. They're a strong team. I'm looking for some fun games.
Okay. Any trash talk from you, Somniac?
Well, it's been close both times, so we're looking to close it out this time. And that's why we brought back the Chopper.
The Big Chopper. Oh, a little bit of trash talk just off mic. Good. We just need a little bit. Let's have a look at the matchups anyway. Let's have a look, guys. This is how it's playing out. In the final semi-final of the day, whoever wins will be going through. A Wild Llama taking on Somniac. First up, that's the first matchup. Matchup number 2. Rumors of Ghost and the Big Chopper. I want to talk about this one because, you know, the Big Chopper, he's been called Mr. Gfinity himself. Do you think you're going to claim that title today?
I'll try my best. I'm going to keep it humble, you know. I don't like to talk a lot of smack, you know, but...
Come on, guys. Everyone's been so nice. It's boring. You suck. All right, anyway, it doesn't matter. All right. We'll keep going. Matchup number 3. What's happening? We got Space Ghost taking on BK Sama. Matchup number 4. Rumors of Ghosts and the Big Chopper. Again, now look, this is... Well, actually, we'll keep going, and then I'll ask questions in a sec. Matchup number 5, Space Ghost and BK Sama. The mirrors, yeah? Does that stress people out? Not in the least? Okay, all right. Matchup Wild Llama and Somniac in the final matchup. Again, if we get there, is going to be Rumors of Ghosts and the Big Chopper. Now, this is interesting, Rumors. I want to talk about this because you're seeing him 3 times, potentially. Does that change... People are yelling stuff out. Does that change the way you play?
No, you just have to beat him 3 times.
That's pretty true.
That's it.
It's hard to argue with. All right, get out of here, fellas. Get in the zone. We are going to be coming up just after this break with a huge last semi-final match. Is it going to be Avant? Is it going to be Chiefs? I don't know. Don't go anywhere. Gfinity Elite Series back after this.
Coming up, Melbourne Avant go head-to-head with Sydney Chiefs.
The Chiefs, I think, are definitely considered the strongest lineup. But at the same time, we beat them. Each of their best players have already fallen to us in different ways. So whether or not they come together as the main lineup, but it's at the end of it, we're more than capable of taking them on.
Since season 1, I think we've been looking to gain more. You know, even just smaller things. Coming fourth last season wasn't that great, considering we were the favourites. So now going into season 2, we should be able to take it.
You're watching the Gfinity Elite Series presented by Alienware.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee.
Welcome back to Street Fighter 5. This is semi-finals day, and already Order have knocked out Perth Ground Zero to be our first team into the grand final next week. So, how do you get to the elite level of gaming like these guys? Well, there's no luck involved at all. It's all down to good management, preparation, and calculation. Knowing what to do at the exact right moment takes an extremely skilled mind. Somniac from Sydney Chiefs explains it's Dare Drink It Through time.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee.
Som, what's going on here? It seems like a lot of calculations. Talk me through it.
Well, Bison is the key, but Birdie's a big problem.
Yeah, he's a bit of a strange character. Why do you think he's the biggest problem?
Well, he's licking a chain, and I can't tell what he's thinking.
So Som, last season you were in the semis, but back then you were versing Order. This time around it's Avant. How have you been preparing for them?
We've been preparing for them from the very start, so we're really eager to, beat them, and that's why we brought in the Chopper to counter rumours.
Well, see, last week you didn't play, ZG didn't play. Was that on purpose? Are you guys playing mind games?
Well, we decided to, it's more important to be well rested, and we took the chance to take a break and prepare and train and get ready to rock them in the semi-finals.
It's great to see you're rested and prepared. So talk me through this. Is there any last things that you want to add to it?
Well, I think I need a little bit extra. I've got it. Big enough.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee.
Genius mind. What an insight. Hey, the second semi-final is moments away, but first we caught up with Rumours of Ghosts and Somniac earlier to talk about this matchup.
Yeah, Chiefs, I think, are definitely considered the strongest lineup as a whole, as a team as well.
I know a lot of the Avant guys for a very long time now, especially Space Coast. We've played each other a million times.
I think Avant, after what we've gone through in Season 1, coming first, and again now going undefeated up until the last game.
I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't take it out. There were some games we definitely could have taken from them.
There's a kind of a hidden element in our games, or when I'm playing Insomniac, that people in the crowd might not see. There's just like so many layers to our gameplay, and it's always so exciting when I get to play him because we get this kind of like high-level match.
Well, I got lots of respect for Mr. Gfinity, but I think we can take him down.
It's so fun.
We're looking forward to beating them next time.
We're going to take this. We're going to take Gfinity this time.
These players really do know each other intricately on both teams, don't they, Krishna?
Yeah, they've been hanging around each other for such a long time now, many, many years, before Street Fighter 5 even happened.
Yeah.
In previous games as well, so they're really up for anything, really.
Yeah. Now, who's the crucial matchup in this next match, do you think?
Want to keep one eye open on the BK Summer versus Space Ghost matchup.
Who does that favour for you?
It's supposed to favour BK.
Yeah.
But something worried me last week when I saw him up against Order. That was not the BK Summer I've seen before, and it was kind of a little bit strange and a little bit weird. And I don't think he can afford to do that against Space Ghost.
He's had a hell of a season, Space Ghost.
It's been very, very on a high for him. He's been having so much preparation. And when you play a player like that, you can't afford to rest on your laurels or rest on your basics. It's just not going to work against Xavier. So I need BK to come out today swinging to really come through for his team.
All right, well, we will see. This is it, guys. Second semi-final. Whoever wins this goes through to the grand final. So please make some noise for both teams as we go over to Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Thanks, Luke. The excitement continues here live at the Gfinity Elite Series as two teams pursue their grand final dreams. Tom, it's up to the Sydney Chiefs and Melbourne Avant. One of these teams is going to make their first Gfinity Elite Series grand final.
Yeah, the stakes are high, like as high as they have ever been in the Elite Series Australia, and this is going to be a tight one. I personally expect this one to go the full 7, and it is solely going to have to rely once again on Rumours a Ghost, Mr. Gfinity himself. But this time, he has a little bit of a bigger hurdle than normal because I'm not sure if he's played Chopper that much. And then additionally, Abigail is a counter pick, as Somniac said in the Dare Drink It Through moment, for birdies. So this is the highest stakes that Mr. Gfinity has ever had to deal with on this series. So it's huge.
Once again, Rumours of Ghost carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders and smiling all the way through it. And I tell you what, it looks like Mr. Gfinity will be trying to turn the big chopper into the big choker.
Anyway, guys, it's Incent reward time. So guess what? You can earn yourself some currency by heading over to gfinity.incentloyalty.com. You've got a short window of opportunity to use the drop code on the screen. That is GTHROW and get paid. Remember, guys, you'll earn 20 Incent coins per drop code, so get on it. And if you're thinking that you're going to miss out on the action, don't fret, guys, because you can watch all of the action live from the website. I love it. Now we are going to dive into this first game of this next series. I put down that I think Chiefs are going to win, but honestly, I don't know which way this one's going to go, Alex. It's just, this is a heart stopper, and this first game is we're going straight into a blockbuster, a battle of offense. We've got Llama, who used to be a Bison player, so he knows Somniac's character extremely well against the Grandmaster himself, the supercomputer of Australia. Somniac, an internationally known player, probably the first player that comes to mind when you mention the Australian FGC internationally, and he has been for a long time.
Somniac, as a matter of fact, has recently become the first Australian player to reach Ultimate Grandmaster rank online, and I know he will have studied a Wild Llama's G very closely. He likes to study all his opponents very closely before a match, very much takes the classical approach to the game before he actually plays, likes to study his opponents very closely, watches their replays. He will have done his research here. The supercomputer will not go in blind.
Oh, definitely
But he's up against a very unpredictable and very explosive G player in a Wild Llama. Let's get into it. Game number 1, Melbourne Avant versus the Sydney Chiefs. One of these teams will be going into the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Final for Season 2. Tom, I can't call it. It's going to be a corker. Let's get into it. Game number 1.
Oh, I'm very excited for this one. Now, like I said prior, this is going to be a battle of offense. Can Llama get a knockdown and get that presidential charge straight away? Somniac's game plan is going to be completely based around limiting the use of that G charge. So let's see how Somniac approaches it here. Because
look at this. Som very uncharacteristically playing offensive in the early stages of the game. Knows he doesn't want to get a Wild Llama to get that G charge early, because once he gets that, he becomes very difficult to deal with. Som with an early lead now. He's got a Wild Llama stuck down in the corner. The Wild Llama's got nothing but that DLC costume to rely on. Great jump out and a cross
jump
up.
out, and here we go.
That's a big drop.
Oh, he drops the combo.
But there's a counter throw. Som getting away with murder there. He was almost...
Oh, no. Llama had a chance there. If he had completed that combo, he would have got a G charge.
63.
But it doesn't matter now because he's got the V trigger.
Great crush counter. 60 seconds left. Here comes a Wild Llama with a V trigger activation. Som's going to try and block it out.
That V reversal from Somniac.
Great V reversal. Llama's not done yet.
Oh, no,
this is the punish there, unfortunately. Here comes a Wild Llama. He's got the frame trap, but he drops it. Perhaps nerves from both players here a little bit. 46 seconds. A chance now for a Wild Llama. That V trigger has gone down. A neutral jump. This is a chance now for Llama. G charge.
Oh, what a tech from Somniac.
My goodness, that was a very brave tech there from Som. Stun minutes going down. Here comes a slide. Now it's Som's turn to turn on the volume. But a crouching jump to save the day. Round 1 for Llama.
I think that Somniac made the right choice there. He went for the tick throw. Llama didn't bite, but he just got incredibly unlucky there and just didn't get the throw.
That is the power of Llama's V-Trigger and G's V-Trigger in particular. And Somniac now, it's all falling apart. G-Charge, command grab. Som's got to make something happen now. A Wild Llama with a big chance here. Again with a counter throw. He misses that counter throw meeting throw twice.
Oh no, this is bad. Now it's all Somniac, Alex. The pressure is back on G to get out of this defensive situation.
Som's going to capitalize. Neither of these players have V-Trigger yet available.
Oh,
Here
my
comes
Lord.
a Wild Llama. Great block. Som's out of the corner now. 70 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Llama. He's got V-Trigger. Almost available. Som's got V-Trigger available for himself now. Doesn't opt to cancel yet. There's the slide. He's looking for an activation. We're going to see an activation here. Here it is. Llama's going to try and block this one out.
Back. Somniac with the reads right now. Just goes in on offense again. He's trying to...
Oh, great block there from Llama. That's so hard to block. All right, Som with a chance now. Oh, my God. Did you see the counter there, Tom?
I don't know what's happening anymore, Alex. I've lost it, but here comes the V-Trigger from Llama.
Trying to close it out now. Great frame trap. This could be it. And Som goes down. 2 straight rounds to a Wild Llama. Game number 1 to Melbourne advance on.
I think Alex, that is exactly how Llama wanted things to go. That was a sloppy match, and that is what Llama's pace is at. Llama likes to play at a pace where things get messy. That's how he's a very aggressive player. His play style is a lot like his hitbox, his controller right there. It's a bit cobbled together, but boy, does it work well.
It works very well, and I think if you put Somniac out of his comfort zone, Somniac, of course, a very defensive bison, likes to let you come to him, but he can't do that against the Wild Llama's G.
No.
He can't do that against G in general, or Som likes to play the character matchup, and if you let G charge up and get really up to that level 3 charge, he just becomes disgusting.
He's so stupid when he gets fully charged. Like the character just becomes like basically the best character in the game when he's fully charged. Now let's look at these highlights here. You can see that Somniac did a good job of not letting Llama get the G charge, but the thing is
this was all Som in round 1.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
was.
And then he got this corner pressure and V-trigger activation.
Yeah.
And that great neutral jump there just baited out the throw tech, excuse me. Great tech there by Som in the corner. That could have been all over. That was a very brave tech, Tom.
Yeah, it was. Like, now, Somniac did play the matchup right for the most part, where he wasn't letting Llama get away with G-Charge, but then he made the mistake of letting Llama get rude to V-Trigger. And the thing is, the only thing that's more disgusting than level 3 presidential charge is that V-Trigger. So Somniac just kept getting caught out by an offense, a very explosive offense that Llama gets as soon as he activates that V-Trigger.
That's it, and you can see here on display the great defensive power of Llama. He may have great offensive power, but he's also very good defensively. Great dash forward, just perhaps caught a throw tech there from Somniac to seal out game number 1 for Melbourne Avant. They're up 1-0 over the Sydney Chiefs. 3 games away from a grand final dream, Tom.
Oh my lord, and wouldn't that be exciting? The Battle of the Birdies back in it for the grand final. However, we've got plenty more Street Fighter.
I'm looking forward to this next match, Tom. Rumours of Ghost is coming up next up against New Zealand's Big Chopper.
I think this is the matchup of this series. I think this is the matchup that matters the most. Can Chopper play the fact that this is his matchup? Can he catch Rumours off guard, which is hard to do? And can he dictate how the rest of Melbourne Avant have to play for the rest of this series? Because as much as the rest of Avant has improved this season, they have a history of struggling when Rumours struggles. So if Rumours can't get the pace and get the tempo going up here, this could be terrible. However, if Rumours can turn this bad matchup into his favour, we're looking at a 2-0 lead immediately from Melbourne Avant. I don't think anybody was expecting that going into this series. And
It all depends on this man on your screen here, Tom. Their grand final hopes rest with this man, perhaps one of the strongest players mentally here. Very hard to get under his skin.
Oh, most certainly.
He can lose and brush it off and come back even stronger the next game.
Always smiling, Rumours a Ghost is. He's always giggling and smiling. He's a lovely, lovely
back
bloke.
here today. Mr. Gfinity himself trying to take his team Melbourne Avant into the grand final. Their dreams rest with this one man here today. They're up 1-0 over the Sydney Chiefs and up to an excellent start here. And it looks like the Big Chopper is cool, calm, and in control. It looks like he expects to win this one, Tom.
Yeah. Well, that's the competitive attitude. That's the winner's attitude, though. You always expect to win. It's like Ghost Chip said, you know. You walk into every event expecting you're going to win. It's not an ego thing. It's just you are confident in yourself as a player.
All right, Drake jump in. All right, standing jab to neutralize that jump in there from a Big Chopper.
So
trying to make Rumours of Ghost now come to him, but Rumours, all right, great standing heavy punch. He's just keeping Chopper at bay there.
Yeah, this is why this matchup is Abigail favored. Seeing these big long
look at the range on that crouching strong there.
Like Rumours sort of just looks a bit puzzled on what to do here because you just can't out-foot him. But who cares about footsies? Just go in for that EX Dolphin dive and now all of a sudden the life is about even.
Just do it. 65 seconds left on the clock now. Rumours looking to make something happen here, and that V-Trigger is already available for the Big Chopper. He's going to look to activate here. He's going to have V-Trigger 1 on deck here very shortly. 2 standing heavy kicks, and again, the second time with that EX Dolphin dive. Big Chopper's in trouble. He's got to activate. Here we go.
My Lord,
Doesn't go for the command grab. I like it. And now it's time for Rumors of Ghosts. He's in big trouble here in the corner. Great jump out. Are we going to see a command grab?
That's it.
And he takes it. The Big Chopper, round number 1.
So this is why Chiefs brought this man in. Rumors was in firm control there. He was playing out of his mind. He was just playing great footsies there. Chopper said none of that nonsense and just went straight in with that V-trigger and used Abigail to Abigail.
No free EX Dolphin dives for you here. And you can see the tempo change immediately. Great tempo now. It's time for Rumors of Ghost to get some offense. EX running. Here comes Rumors of... Big Chopper's pushing back now. Rumors is in trouble. Great jump back. 80 seconds left on the clock. The Big Chopper swinging. He wants to close this one out. Gets 2 straight rounds.
Whip punish with the bullhorn. Here comes the can now. This is where Birdie
doesn't get a follow-up. He's moving forward on the can now. Now he's looking back, trying to get the Big Chopper to commit to something.
Oh, that's bad. Punish.
Get the punish. We're going to see a command grab. There it is. This is big damage on Rumors. This could be it, Tom. He's going to do back heavy. Second back heavy. Doesn't need it. Goes to the Abigail punch. That's it. 2 rounds straight. And the Big Chopper comes out swinging with his Abigail pick. And it works out beautifully to tie it up. 1-1 for Melbourne Avant versus the Sydney Chiefs.
Now, we've been doing this for a while, Alex. We've been watching Rumors of Ghost do his thing for a fair while now. I don't think I've seen him more perplexed in a matchup.
I think he was looking a little bit lost there, and
look at the expression. He just got clean outplayed. That was Chopper playing the matchup how it is designed to be played, and you can see that Rumors just knows this, and he has a little bit of time to go back to the drawing board and just reset here and try and figure out what went wrong. Now, we can look at the replay right now and tell you exactly what went wrong. Now,
he had so much success with his EX Dolphin dive, and that has really get around the range of Abigail's normals here. 2 great standing heavy punches there to keep the Big Chopper at range. It looked like this was all Rumors around here, but once Big Chopper gets that V-trigger activated, it was just all over for Rumors of Ghosts here in the corner, especially threatening that command grab in the corner here. Gets him with a straight frame trap on the land, and it's round 1 to the Big Chopper. Round number 2 here, up to an early lead here for the Big Chopper, and Rumors of Ghosts is trying to get an anti-air with that crouching heavy punch straight into the command grab, into the back heavy, into the Abigail punch, and it's all over. And the damage from this character.
I think that's why Abigail...
Doesn't Abigail say, balance, who needs that? Isn't that his tagline?
Yeah, he does actually in one of his win quotes. But I think that's why Abigail is a strong pick against Birdie, because Birdie is a character that focuses on having great footsie options and then also dealing damage like a truck.
Yes.
Now, the thing is that Abigail has better buttons and hits like a bigger truck. So Birdie has to beat Abigail at his own game. And when a character does your own game in a sort of unorthodox way that almost hard counters yours, it puts the player at a disadvantage, because now they have to start thinking creatively. How am I going to get around this terrible matchup? And you could see Rumors had ideas there. He was using that standing heavy punch and the EX Dolphin dive to try and lame out Big Chopper, right? And that's a good idea in theory. But the problem is that Abigail just needs 1 hit. And Chopper displayed that. He just got that 1 hit and just destroyed him.
Yeah, all right, let's get into the next game. A fantastic game there from the Big Chopper. Very well played. We're going to have Space Ghost versus BK Sama up next. Now, BK Sama had a bit of a rough week last week. He lost a game too. I think he lost several games, but he's back bigger and stronger this week. Sydney Chiefs are out swinging with their strongest lineup yet. Somniac, BK, and of course, the Big Chopper. And here is the cool, calm, and collected face of BK Sama. He's always ready to go. He's up against the Guile monster Space Ghost, and Space Ghost has been performing beautifully these last couple of weeks here at the Gfinity Elite Series, and now he's going to face the Urian Master himself, BK Sama, who's going to try and take it 2-1 over Melbourne Avant. Tom, how do you think this one is?
Well, it's interesting because these are kind of like polarizing players here. I think like Space Ghost is considered the rock of Melbourne Avant, and then BK Sama is a very emotional player, a very aggressive player, and both international level players in their own right. It's just going to be a matter of, can BK get that aggressive edge over Space Ghost, or will the methodical approach that Space Ghost takes?
That's right, BK Sama, of course, recently competing overseas in the Red Bull Kumite Last Chance qualifier, but right now he's here at the Gfinity Elite Series, ready to take it for Sydney Chiefs and keep their grand final dream alive. They, of course, missed out last season, unfortunately. Let's see if BK Sama can bring them 1 game closer. It's Space Ghost versus BK Sama, round 1.
Just go straight into a dash, and you're seeing this aggressive style from BK immediately, a jump and a dash.
Oh, and early going for that upside down kick. Those hurt so much, Tom.
And then, but you see Space Ghost trying to instill his own game plan here, which is just this methodical guile play, but he just gets whiff punished by that medium punch and another one, and all of a sudden you're in the corner.
All right, great block on the overhead.
Oh!
He's ready with that. He's ready with that flash kick for the down, isn't he?
Yeah, just ready to go. Another knee press from BK Summer.
Space Ghost in serious trouble now. He's down to about 20%. He's got to make something happen now with the V trigger. Great throw. Almost got BK Summer down to about 50%. BK's ready for the anti. Yeah, 64 seconds.
Oh, back throw.
Counter throw.
Terrifying now.
Space Ghost in serious trouble. Okay, BK's out of the corner now. He's got the life lead. He says, I'm willing to risk the EXP to get out of the corner.
Oh, no shimmy bite there from Space Ghost.
Space Ghost refusing to die now. BK Summer backing off, throwing some plasma armors up. Space Ghost, of course, has the full V-trigger, full critical up, ready to go.
Good block from Space Ghost. Look at this life deficit here.
Space Ghost is not going out.
Oh, my lord.
Is that a critical art? I don't believe it, Tom. Is that going to be enough? It's not enough. He doesn't want to waste his critical art. Here comes BK. Great block on the overhead. I don't believe it, Tom. Oh! Space Ghost. An unfortunate drop, but BK Summer taking it at the last moment, and he spent all his critical art there, Tom.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker. That's a mental guard break
That
right
is a
there if
mental
I've
guard break.
ever seen one, Alex. Now watch for BK to become a lot more aggressive and try and take advantage of the fact that he literally just broke down Space Ghost's wall.
That's right. He says you've spent all your currency, you've spent all your meter in the last round, and you dropped that round. You're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way this time. And look at that. BK Summer is all up with a sizable life lead. 81 seconds left on the clock. Tried to get the jump in, but Space Ghost is ready.
Yeah.
Great back throw.
Good flashing. Space Ghost slowing the pace down a little bit, collected himself, and is ready to go again.
That's right. Always got those flash kicks ready on deck. He's always got that charge ready to go. And he was ready for that jump in. Look at that damage there. All right, BK Summer trying to close this one out now, but here comes Space Ghost with a great activation. Pushing forward now. Full critical arm on deck again for Space Ghost. He can take this one, Tom. Great jump in. Oh, but he's going to hit the Aegis Reflector. Here he comes, trying to trap Space Ghost with a throw tech, something, anything. Here comes BK Summer, trying to close it out. 10% left. Both players about even on life. Great upside down kick, but BK doesn't bite. Space Ghost pushing forward now. He just needs one confirm into the critical art. BK, Space Ghost needs to take this one.
Critical art is no longer on deck, Alex. He's spent the power.
That could have been it. There's EXP. No flash kick with the throw. And Space Ghost ties it up 1-all, Tom.
Oh, this set is an absolute heart stopper, Alex. These two are going down to the wire every single round.
Look at the difference in meter here, Tom. Space Ghost has almost got full critical art again back on deck. BK Summer content to spend all his meter to try and get that damage out early and strong against Space Ghost. And Space Ghost, great jump, and he's going to confirm with a flash kick. BK Summer off to a bad start here. 88 seconds left on the clock. BK up to a great start here.
Here we go.
Great
BK
crouching heavy punch.
Back now.
And a flash kick. That was not a safe jump. There's the throw. Perhaps expecting an EX upside down kick there. BK Summer turning up the bowling now. He has to make it happen now for the Sydney Chiefs.
Look for the Aegis Reflector. There it is. Now what's the mix-up? Goes for a throw. Doesn't bite. Nice tech.
Great
Space
tech.
goes with
to the overhead, but doesn't enough to continue. All right, he's got one mirror left. Here comes BK. Trying to close it out now. BK Summer. Both players about even on life. There's the confirm. BK Summer goes down and Space Ghost closes it out. 2-1 for the Melbourne Advance.
The composure on that man, Alex.
My goodness. Just a fantastic confirm into the critical arc, just like he did in round number 1. Those are the types of confirms you have to make under pressure, and Space Ghost looking very pleased with his performance there, and he has every reason to be.
Of course.
What a match.
That first round was, like we said, a mental guard break. That was an absolute heartbreaker, and yet he managed to turn that around. He kept himself composed, and he just turned the tempo back to his favor and just controlled the pace of the match. That was what we were talking about when we were talking about Space Ghost's improvement over last season. This consistency, that was just a consistent play from Space Ghost. He has so much to be happy with in that result, and now Melbourne Avant are up 2-1.
All right, let's have a look at the highlights here. And you can see here, round 1, BK Summer was doing so well, and Space Ghost just fighting back from the skin of his teeth, just refusing to die. BK Summer trying to use that plasma as a shield to get in, and Space Ghost just swinging, not letting BK Summer finish him off here. Great confirm, and we all thought this was going to be
one more hit, and this is when it gets tight, is that these two are one hit each. Nice block on the overhead, and it looks like Space Ghost had it in control.
It was almost a photo finish there for Space Ghost, but it wasn't enough. And look at this in round number 2 here. He spent his critical art meter. He's got it again in round number 2 and against a player like BK Summer, but he still manages to bring it back to tie up the round here at about the 30-second mark here. Almost got the jump in there. Didn't have the flash kick ready, and a straight counter throw. I like it to close out round 2.
And then going into this third round, BK started off poorly, but then started aggressing again. And it was looking like it was all BK, and then the opportunist, Space Ghost, just gets that crouching medium punch into the Sonic Hurricane, and he closes out that game. Now, that third round looked like it was all BK Sama, to me at least. But then just the composure of Space Ghost came through. He just found the right opportunity to hit that crouching medium punch, saw it hit, confirmed into the sonic boom, super dead. And that's just a testament to how hard this man has worked over the last season, just to become more consistent. I think that was his goal, is to be a consistent player. And I think that he just proved to anybody that didn't believe now has to believe that he's done it now.
Yeah, he had such a rough start in Season 1, but in Season number 2, Space Ghost is out swinging, and he's winning here at the Gfinity Elite Series for Melbourne event. Speaking of winning, it's Mr. Gfinity himself up on deck again. It's Rumors of Ghosts, and he's going to be fighting his nemesis here, the Big Chopper. He went down to the Big Chopper in the first game, but it's going to be an uphill battle for him in the second game here, Tom. But before we get into that, let's go back to Luke and Krishna for the debrief. What have you got, guys?
You know, I got excited when he said Mr. Gfinity, because I thought he was going to call me Mr. Gfinity. I thought he was going to throw it back to me. I was like, I'm Mr. Gfinity. No, that's right. It's not me.
Next season.
A Wild Llama on his boutique hitbox. That's the scoreline they're taking out. The Grandmaster. And then Rumors of Ghosts going down to the Big Chopper. And Space Ghost, as we just saw, so close down to the wire every round. After this break, there is plenty more live Street Fighter action, and this match could still go either way. Whichever team wins, going through to the grand final. Gfinity Elite Series back after this.
We create machines that make every experience more intense and real. With Intel Core processors so powerful, you can redefine reality. Because the best feature of a gaming machine is the power to make you forget it's there.
Welcome back to the Gfinity Elite Series Street Fighter 5, brought to you by Astro Headsets and Dare Ice Coffee. Right now, we're coming to you live from the Hoist Gfinity Esports Arena right here at the Entertainment Quarter in Sydney. As you can see, there's heaps of stuff going on out here. Cafes, restaurants, awesome shops, and of course, the Hoist Cinema Complex. So if you want a great day out, jump on the website, get a ticket, and get on down. Have a sick time, guys. Now, just before we get back to the Avant and Chiefs match, if you fancy yourself a gun player, then sign up for the Challenger Series on the website, challenger.gfinityesports.com.au, and you could play your way onto one of these Gfinity teams. Just enter your details to be the first to hear when it's on next year. Let's get back to the match we're in. We are seeing the Big Chopper coming up against Mr. Gfinity again. It is a tough matchup for Birdie, isn't it?
It is, and I'm not quite sure what Rumors can pull out of his bag of tricks. He played that neutral really well, exactly like he wanted to, and he still couldn't find the gap where it was. And I think
what does he have to do then? What does he have to do to take down Abigail?
I think he has a couple of ways to go about this. One way is to take more risks, in fact. And in this kind of environment, maybe it's okay, maybe you get lucky, and that's okay. That can totally work for you. The other thing is you could do a big change up and maybe even change character. I know he has a couple of other characters, they're just not very refined, that's all. But maybe that's okay. Even if it it's kind of squeaky. Maybe it's not really clean. It could be okay in this.
I wonder if we'll see Rumors play a character other than Birdie. I don't know if we've seen that on either season. Anyway, let's get back to it, guys. Avant taking on Chiefs. Whoever wins this through to the grand final next week. Over to you, Tom and Alex. It's time to fight.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2 semi-finals. We are live from the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena, as always. Now, as the guys on the desk were talking about over there, Alex, there's something about a counter-pick discussion going on.
Well, I heard a birdie told me, no pun intended, that Rumors might have a second character as a hard counter to Abigail, and that character, I believe, is Fung.
Well, Fung, I've heard Fung is a strong option against Abigail because he has several
I've never heard anyone use the word strong and Fung in the same sentence, Tom.
I know, right? It's a surprise.
He's
but
considered
here we are.
useless.
Well, I think he's just specifically good against Abigail. However, I haven't seen Rumors pick Fung for a long time. So, look, honestly, I expect him to go with the birdie pick.
It would be very exciting if he did pick Fung, but I don't think his Fung is refined as his birdie. We'll see what he ends up picking. But before we get into that match, it's Incent reward time, and you can earn yourself some currency by heading to gfinity.incentloyalty.com. You've got a short window of opportunity to use the drop code on the screen, GVTrigger, and get paid. You'll earn yourself 20 incents per drop code, and if you're thinking you'll miss the action here at the Elite Series, don't fret. You can watch it live from the rewards website. Let's get into it. Both these teams are only games away from making the Gfinity Elite Series Season 2 Grand Final. Melbourne Avant is, of course, up 2-1 over the Sydney Chiefs, and it's now up to Rumors of Ghost to extend that lead to a 3-1 if he can take it out over the big chopper here, Tom.
Well, this is a tough one. I mean, look, Birdie struggles against Abigail. He has the counter pick options, but they're not very refined, as Krisna so eloquently
I would
put it.
love to see him pick Fung.
I would thoroughly enjoy it. However, as a professional choice, it's hard to pick a character that you're not confident in. You know, we saw what happened to Rups. He didn't want to pick Alex against Birdie, but he felt like he had to, and he crashed and burned. GZ went out 4-1.
That's right.
Now, that's not how Avant wants to go down. They don't want to go down like that. So I expect personally to see the birdie pick, and there it is. Rumors of Ghost is taunting us, but he is sticking with the patented birdie pick. As we dive into this pivotal game 4, let's see how this one goes, ladies and gentlemen. Can Mr. Gfinity adapt to this terrible, terrible matchup, and will he turn it around?
He's looking a bit more serious, Tom. The smile's gone. Let's see if we see a turnaround here from Rumors of Ghost. He is, of course, up 2-1 over the Sydney Chiefs, so they do have some breathing room here.
Yeah.
Let's see if Rumors of Ghost plays a bit more offensively, a bit loosely more now in this game that they are up with that 2-1 lead. Look at that standing heavy punch. He's worked out that button. He's very good against Big Chopper.
It looks like
big jump in. That is, of course,
a
a weakness. It does have a long start up, and he can jump in. He's found himself in the corner now. Big Chopper trying to keep Rumors in the corner. All right, and there's the EX Dolphin dive, keeping Chopper on his toes. 50% life lead now already, 73 seconds.
Oh my lord, this is a nail bite. You can see they're just jawing at each other with the crouching medium punch and then the standing heavy punch. And
this is a ground brawl. This is a ground brawl on the ground. But now Rumors of Ghost is in contend now. Gakes it safe with the V-Trigger activation. Oh, that's going to be a punish there from Rumors of Ghost. Both players about even now. Rumors of Ghost.
Oh, nice.
Now. Great confirm off the standing strong. This is Rumors to win now. He's pushing Chopper back towards the corner. No anti-air from the Big Chopper. There's the V reversal.
Oh, nice forward throw. One more hit for him.
He catches with him low and catches Chopper trying to walk back.
I think Rumors has figured out a counter strategy here, and it involves the can.
The can?
I think it's the can, Alex. I think if he gets that can out, Chopper doesn't really have a way to deal with it.
He doesn't have a slide like Bison, does he? He cannot slide over it. And now we can see here both players trying to make each other commit there on the ground game. Still even on life now. One round to Rumors of Ghost. He's trying to get Chopper to move forward. Chopper just walking in ever so slowly towards the corner now. And here comes Chopper now. He doesn't want to get... He's got to look at a perfect hit.
Whoa! That was weird.
That's the 5th Dolphin dive he's eaten from Rumors of Ghost here today. He's got to watch out for those, Tom. Big standing heavy punch there.
Just gets hit by the giant flip. I think now Chopper's just chipping away at him. Oh, that was an input error.
All right, and it's time now. Big Chopper getting some wins up on the board now.
Oh, the back dash.
Rumors of Ghost now. Activation. Time to get some damage here on the board.
Oh, command grab.
There's a command grab. We're going to see a second one, Tom.
Oh,
doesn't go for a second one. I was going to say, oh my, what's going to happen?
Oh my God.
Parries him out. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is one for the replays. Krishna, get on that.
I have never seen that before.
Get on that one with a microscope. Wow. All right, round number 3 here. What a finish there for round number 2. Chopper just getting that one by the skin of his teeth.
You have to be so happy if you're Chopper in that scenario. Rumors just spent all of his butter trying to get away with that critical art to take out the big chopper there. But now all
Parries
of a
upon
sudden,
armors, upon parries. All the system mechanics are on display here. Look at this Rumors of Ghost up to a fantastic start here. Already on a 60-70% life lead here on the big chopper.
Oh, that's not good though.
Big crunch counter there for Chopper.
Oh,
Here comes the reset. Which side was that? And he's well on his way to a stun. The back heavy. We're going to see a command grab. There's the huge guard break. Rumors is in trouble. Back heavy. Could we see a stun here? It's not going to be enough to kill Tom.
But it's going to be close though. We're going to be looking at a reset situation here.
There's the ear. Out of the corner, but Chopper was ready for it.
Oh, but Rumors is ready for it.
Activates.
Oh,
there's the command grab. It's anyone's game here, Tom. I can't call it.
One more hit. One more hit. Go.
Great tech there from but Chopper fought with the armor, and he takes it. Round number 3 to the big Chopper, and Rumors of Ghost goes down.
Chopper just like, was it so far inside Rumors' head? He knew what he wanted to do about 10 seconds in advance.
Wow. Very well played there from Chopper, but a very, very narrow win. A very narrow win. And it is now 2 games apiece. Melbourne Avant versus Sydney Chiefs. Both these teams are 2 games away from the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Final dream. And we're going to find out who's going to get through to the Grand Finals right here today live at the Hoyts Gfinity Esports Arena. What a game, Tom.
Let's just look at these highlights now. This first round was just clinical by Rumors of Ghost. He adjusted. This is what we're talking about from these high-level players. He adjusted to what the big chopper was doing, and then started playing a more aggressive game and using that can, like we were discussing.
See,
and just chipped away at him, and it was a smart adjustment. But then Chopper just turned it around and started playing hyper-aggressive instead. And this was just a smart adaptation here. But then Rumors was ready for it with an excellent backdash. Gets the bull on. Here comes Rumors now, and this is when things start getting scary for Chopper. Rumors is on the edge here of taking this away. The bullhorn, the super, and this parry was genius from Chopper. Now, I know that Rumors did that because Supers beat Armor, but Chopper was just 1 step ahead of the game there, and then that was the tone for the rest of this match, Alex. Chopper was just 1 step ahead.
Chopper just running a train here. Great guard break. Just caught Rumors of Ghost like a deer in the headlights there, and a fantastic stun here in the corner. Wasn't enough to kill, but it was enough of a mix-up really to get under Rumors of Ghost's skin. And a great EX bullhorn out of the corner, but Chopper again ready for it. He suffered a bit here in the corner here. It looks like Rumors of Ghost had a down pat here in the 3rd and final round, but the big Chopper just waking up with that EX running bear grab and the armor to seal round number 3 and to bring it 2-2 for the Sydney Chiefs in Melbourne Avant. And look at this, Tom, just like that, we're at 2-2 already, and both of these teams, it could be either of these teams going through to the grand final. We could see the first match here that's going to 7 games, Tom.
I think like we were discussing earlier, I think this one is going to go the full 7, and I'd be sorely disappointed if it didn't, because good lord, are these some exciting matches. I'm falling out of my chair.
Well, it's going to be a rematch again. Space Ghost versus BK Summer. We saw this round earlier in the game. We saw this game earlier today, Tom. We saw BK Summer take it narrowly, lose narrowly to Space Ghost.
Yes,
with a fantastic confirm off the crouching strong into the critical art. And he's going to be trying to repeat the magic here again against BK Summer.
But it's hard to beat BK twice. Now, BK Summer is a student of the game. He is an international success story. It's going to be extremely hard to outsmart BK Summer twice, especially when you play a fairly simple game plan like Space Ghost does. So let's look for BK to adjust here and try and take this back to 3-2 in the Chiefs' way. This is a massive game. Whoever gets this one has huge advantage going into the game, Seth.
And you just know BK Summer's been getting advice from Somniac, the supercomputer. He's been watching to tell him what he did wrong, how to take out Space Ghost. Space Ghost is looking to take Melbourne Avant to match point against the Sydney Chiefs. Here we go, round 1. Both players firing off plasma from the other side of the screen now. Not willing to commit. We're already down to 90 seconds. There's the plasma. BK dashing in early now, but Space Ghost is not letting him through. Big jump, great crouching jab. Not quite ready with the flash kick yet. All right, itching forward now. Space Ghost still hasn't had a hit yet.
Oh, the air throw. Space Ghost. Oh, wake up headbutt to catch the upside down kick. These guys are just operating on another level.
That's right. Okay, BK Summer already down to 50%. Great confirm into the shoulder now.
Oh, my lord.
Oh, and look at that shimmy just out of the range.
Oh, get off me.
Wake up flash kick there from the Space Ghost. Not taking any crap from BK Summer early in the game here. BK Summer's at a life deficit now, trying to work out how to get in, just landing on the sonic booms here. These slow sonic booms are so difficult to get around, Tom.
Oh, here comes the Aegis Reflector. Look for a V reversal. Oh, Space Ghost just holds it. Then needs to throw. You'll take that if your Space Ghost now.
All right, time for BK to make something happen now. But Space Ghost was ready for it. Here comes Space Ghost with his own activation.
There it is.
But BK Summer was a step ahead of Space Ghost. There's the overhead. He's going to close it out with an Aegis setup. Round 1 to BK Summer.
What an excellent conversion off of that overhead. I saw him hit it, and I thought in my head, he's a bit too far to combo off that into the crouching medium punch, Alex, and he cancelled. into the Aegis Reflector.
Oh, big jump in there from BK Summer. This is going to be big damage.
Oh,
he drops the follow-up,
combo.
unfortunately. Space Ghost nodding his head there at the end of round 1. He knows he dropped the right. First successful EX leg there from BK Summer.
From BK. This is the BK we were looking for.
This is all BK here. Space Ghost in serious trouble. There's the stun. And BK is going to close out round number 2 for the Sydney Chiefs to take them to match point.
That's the BK Sama we know and expect in the Gfinity Elite Series.
There's the BK Sama we know. He's had a bit of a rough time the last few weeks, but he comes out swinging here, just destroying Melbourne Avant here and destroying Space Ghost in particular here in this second game. It's a bit unwild how it's a bit hard to believe that he lost that first game against Space Ghost.
I know. I was just thinking that is what did. You're gonna have Krisner's gonna have his work cut out for him dissecting these replays here and understanding what exactly BK Sama did differently here to just absolutely dismantle.
That's the power of adaptation, Tom. You can see here on display just how well he does. After one game of collecting data on Space Coast, he was all over him, and the EX Flash Kick out of the corner wasn't going to help him here. Here comes the Aegis Reflector set up, and you've got to get so much damage off this. He says, if you're going to block, I'm just going to throw. Waits for a bit. I like the wait for the Flash Kick there.
That counter hit confirm of Space Ghost was excellent too, showing that he was aware, like he wasn't playing poorly. BK just went on a rampage, catches him with the overhead. Excellent conversion with the Aegis Reflector, and that was round number 1. And then this corner control here from BK Sama was just so strong. Here comes the stun. One more here. Walk up throw.
And Space Ghost just looking for a confirm. Any confirm. He had all the meter in the world and the V-trigger, but it was not enough. A bit too little, too late. And now the Sydney Chiefs are on match point against Melbourne Avant. The grand final dream for the Sydney Chiefs is on deck.
It is. It's been a great showing from Avant this series so far, but if they don't win the next game, Alex, it all means donuts. You get nothing. You get nothing for doing okay but not winning. It is on their series hopes are now on the line, and it all rests on a Wild Llama's shoulders. Now, he convincingly beat Somniac in that first game of the series, but the thing is that Som has had a while to think about what happened there. So look for Somniac to attack this in a different mindset here and try and force this series to not go the 7 games like we predicted. So,
well, he's taken a week off, Som. He's had that rest, like he said in his interview. It's important for the rest to get that rest as a top player, to really look at your previous matches, work out what you've been doing wrong, get your confidence back up and running, get your stamina back up, your mental stamina, and to come out swinging in your best possible form here. He's got his work cut out for him here. He's got to keep the Sydney Chiefs through to the grand final. Somniac, he's up 3-2 over Melbourne Avant, but a Wild Llama is keeping Melbourne Avant here alive on life support, Tom.
Yeah, this is dire times for a Wild Llama, and I don't want to talk the Wild Llama down, but I feel like Avant would have rathered this pressure be weighted on somebody else's shoulders right now.
Off his face, he's not showing it, Tom. All right, early offense there from Somniac. He's going for the same game plan he's before. Just not letting a Wild Llama get that G charge. And Somniac, he's on match point. He's got room to breathe. He's just going straight away with this offense, trying to keep a Wild Llama from charging up. Great backdash there, just avoids the throw.
Yeah, he's fighting fire with fire now. He's just attacking, and forcing Llama to play defense, which is something that G, as a character, is terrible at, and something that I feel like Llama as a player also struggles with a little bit. He's a very explosive player and not quite a slow, methodical one like a Space Ghost or a Somniac.
All right, there's the charge. Wild Llama trying to get something started here. Doesn't have the V-trigger on deck just yet. All right, EX headbutt out, EX stomp out of the corner straight away.
No punish there from Somniac. That's an interesting thing there. That's minus something or other. You could have punished that.
All right, big jump in, great frame track. Somniac's in trouble now, big damage.
Oh my lord, we were just talking about that great stuff from Somniac, and now all of a sudden a Wild Llama has a life lead.
All right, Somniac has the V-trigger on deck. Here we go. Activation, great V-reversal from a Wild Llama, but Som's ready for it. Again with an offensive V-reversal. Somniac still in the corner now. He's in trouble. A Wild Llama takes out game number 1.
That was a great turnaround there from Llama. He just approached it a little bit differently, played a little bit more methodical like we said he needed to, and he closed that one out. And Somniac is looking a little bit confused again now. Looks like he's trying to offense his way out of learning or having to deal with a matchup that he isn't too well versed in, Alex.
All right, a Wild Llama well on the way to taking Melbourne Avant to a 3-0 tie, 3-all tie with the Sydney Chiefs, but he's got to win this round against the supercomputer himself, Somniac.
I haven't seen Somniac anti-air Llamas jump in once this entire set. That backdash was wild.
All right, both players about even on life now. 74 seconds. Neither of them has V-trigger yet. They've been going for V-reversals. Big jumping again from a Wild Llama. Somniac has to anti-air those. Somniac's in the corner now.
Oh, big! Grab. Floods the combo, though. Somniac, what's happening?
Somniac in serious trouble. There's the neutral jump again. He got him with that last game, Tom. Is it over? And it's 3-all now. Melbourne Avant have tied it up with the Sydney Chiefs. Woo! I don't know what's going on, Tom. We're going to 7 games.
Llama I think he exploited just a lack of knowledge there from Somniac. That was a clinical match from a Wild Llama.
This is a testament to how much both these teams want to be in the grand final here at the Elite Series. They want it, and they want it bad.
Now,
really bad. And you can see it here today. Both players, both teams fighting so hard. And a Wild Llama just taking out Somniac for the second time there. Again with a neutral jump to catch Somniac taking on Wake Up Tom.
It looked like Somniac's defense cracked a little bit, and you never see that from someone of Som's caliber. So I get that's a testament to Llama's offense there. He just out-offensed Somniac and just made him panic on defense. And looking at these replays, now Somniac had a life lead early in the game, but then Llama just capitalized so well on his opportunities. And then all of a sudden, this first round was just looking like an uphill battle for Som, and Llama just started making the correct defensive choices, opting for the V reversal instead of the V trigger. And this uphill battle was just way too hard for Som to ever climb.
I know Som has been practicing heavily against Guile. He was perhaps expecting to be facing Space Ghost, but unfortunately he's found himself matched up against a Wild Llama in both games. And the matchup knowledge there, or perhaps his offensive pressure, just not good enough to shake a Wild Llama, particularly his G. G is, of course, a new character. Perhaps Somniac's matchup knowledge is a little bit rusty, and I love these offensive V reversals to keep Som in the corner, but Som perhaps with some nerves there.
Yeah, I was about to say that, exactly. He had the opportunity to turn this around.
And that cost him dearly there, Tom. He got the full corner combo straight into the neutral jump, caught the tech, and that was all over, and lights out for Som to tie it up 3-all for Melbourne Avant and the Sydney Chiefs. Tom, one of these teams is going into the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Final, and it's going to be Rumors versus the Big Chopper in the final game.
No. Now, this is bad, right? Because he's been 2-0'd so far by Chopper. That's bad. However, this is the time where Rumors, who is already a proven player, he's already proven he's successful, he's already proven how talented he is. If he can get this game after a convincing 2-0 at the feet of the Big Chopper, if he can turn this around and win the one that matters.
This is sudden death now.
Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. I don't think if he was going to go for the counter pick, it would have been last game. There is no way you can risk a counter pick in this scenario. So I think he's going to go with birdie. But this is a terrifying position if you're Melbourne Avant. And this is what the Chiefs would have been planning for as their fallback plan. It's all on Rumors' shoulders. I mean, we've said that so many times now.
I tell you what, Tom,
though.
if Rumors can pull this off, if he can pull just this one off against the Big Chopper, and he's deep in thought here, it would be amazing, Tom.
I'd be very
amazing.
Man.
And I tell you what, I'm rooting for Rumors here. I'm supposed to be impartial, but I'm rooting for Rumors that goes here.
Oh, well, you can't. This is for the first time ever. I'm looking at Rumors as the underdog.
And he's not the smiling, happy-go-lucky Rumors. He knows this. It all comes down to this. His entire performance, this entire.
Oh, there it is. You're saying he's
there he is. He's had those 3 great wins over ROF. The magic continues here at the Elite Series, but Rumors of Ghost has got to take out the Big Chopper, the big gun from New Zealand, using Abigail, who is a hard counter to birdie. I tell you what, his work is cut out for him. This is the final match of the day. We're going to find out whether Melbourne Avant or the Sydney Chiefs is going through to the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Final. It's all down to Rumors of Ghost in his team. The Melbourne Avant, the weight of the world is on his shoulders here. And for Sydney Chiefs as well, the Big Chopper. I can't call it, Tom. It's anyone's game here.
This is an insane moment.
All right, game number 1. Let's get into it now.
I just don't know how to feel about this, but Rumors going for the same strategy he's gone for previously, which is that heavy pressure.
He's going to follow up there. He doesn't throw down the can yet. I haven't seen any cans from him yet.
Oh, I'm not sure about that choice. He's going for the regular dolphin dive. That is incredibly reactive.
And Chopper's ready for those dolphin dives now. He's still having a bit of trouble against those standing enemies. Here comes the EX dolphin dives. He knows that's working against Chopper. Great confirmed, but he drops it. Are we going to see a command grab? All right, Rumors of Ghost content to just sit there and not press buttons. Early V-trigger activation from Chopper.
Oh, big heavy punch to strong right.
Rumors of Ghost just telling Chopper to get off. He's using that scratching light punch. I believe it's about 5 frames, Tom. 5 or 6 frames. That's going to hurt. Here comes the back heavy punch. That's going to be big damage. Chopper moving forward now. Big crush gunner, and that's going to be round number 1.
And now the Sydney Chiefs are on set point to get into the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Finals.
Match point. Rumors of Ghost has got to stay alive now to Big Chopper. 1 round away from taking it for the Sydney Chiefs.
This is a bad start. This is a really bad start, Alex.
Rumors of Ghost in serious trouble now. 89 seconds. He's almost done. Big Chopper. He's got stun already on Rumors of Ghost. It's not going to be enough time.
No, it's not. It's going to be one more hit, though. Goes for the reset.
If he's going to do anything, he's going to do it now. Rumors fighting out of the corner. Down goes the can. Big Chopper contented to set back down.
Down a little bit.
All right.
Dash up, command grab. No, goes below. No,
Again, he's almost got the start on Chopper. Is he going to bring it back, Tom? All right, wake up buttons. What's he going to do? 50-50.
Oh, it's got it. No combo.
He's not going to do this. A V reversal. There's the charge at. V reversal. He's not dead yet. Rumors of ghost. Staying on life support.
The guard
charge button. And that is it. The Sydney Chiefs are through to the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Final.
Oh my lord, Alex Dunn. What a showing from the Big Chopper. What a showing.
3 straight games over Mr. Gfinity. He has come out swinging to show why he is one of New Zealand's strongest players and perhaps one of the strongest Abigail players in Oceania, Tom.
That choice to sub in the Big Chopper instead of ZG this week may well have just won the Chiefs this series. That was such incredible play from Chopper there. The composure. That last couple of seconds in that second round was so tight. Even Rumors is laughing. Let's dive into these highlights. I want to see them right now. Rumors went to the Dolphin Dive a lot, and I like the idea because it's the only way that he could really get damage on Chopper, guaranteed, because Chopper just was not reacting to them, Alex.
That's right, and once he gets a knockdown, Chopper gets a knockdown here. Rumors has to deal with this 50-50 of the meteor or the command grab, which is so dangerous. And you can see here just Chopper just edging forward with this V-trigger 1 active, just waiting for his opportunity. There it is, back heavy punch, massive damage.
Catches the EX Bullhorn with that command grab, like you said.
He knew he was going to do that EX Bullhorn, and that is so powerful, especially against birdie players.
Oh, the defense on display here from Rumors after the stun scenario, though, was very impressive.
I don't know how he got out of the corner.
I do not know, no. Look, like this looks like it's all over. Gets the count hit. Great recognition there into the combo. Throws the can. Chopper was ready to reset a little bit. And that's when Rumors realized he's just down backing. I can just start going for these Dolphin dives. And the comeback was so close to being real, Alex.
Just wake up buttons. Didn't go for the command grab there. Just caught Rumors jumping back. And again, Rumors going for the V reversal here. And just too much. Another V reversal. I can't believe he was still alive at this point. He almost had it. And there it is. The charged heavy punch taking the Sydney Chiefs through to the Gfinity Elite Series Grand Final. What a ripper, Tom. Those were some fantastic games. What do you thought?
Oh, it was incredible. But now we get to see what our Grand Finals look like. It's Order back from Season 1, looking to repeat. And the Chiefs are now in the Grand Finals. Now, this is what I think everybody expected in Season 1. I think they expected this Chiefs team to slide into the Grand Finals and for it to be an Order Chiefs matchup. Now, next week it is going to be super exciting. I cannot wait. I don't know who to pick. I'm gonna have to go home and study to try and come up with an idea of what's going to happen.
Well, I tell you what, the Sydney Chiefs have got to make sure they get Chopper back next week to take on the Melbourne Order, because that is going to be a blockbuster. Both teams are going to have their work cut out for them. It is not going to be an easy fight. And I tell you what, they may have missed out on their grand final dream last season, but they've certainly come out swinging this time.
No, they definitely came out ready to go this time, and I think this is what they wanted, and I think this is a redemption arc for them, sort of thing. It's time for them to push to where they feel that they deserve to be, and it's good to see them there. And I don't know how to call next week. I don't know how to call it at all, but I think someone that's a little bit more intelligent than us might. So let's send it over to Krishna and Luke for the debrief. Boys, what's going on?
Maybe Kristen, but not me, guys. I got no idea. What a match. What a match. This is how it played out. As we saw, obviously, we talked through the first 3 games, but then, the Big Chopper Rumors of Ghost getting around in against him, but BK Sama taking out Space Ghost. What a season from him. Just went down there, though. And a Wild Llama both times taking out Som, but it's not enough. And again, just that matchup really didn't favour Birdie. And just a Big Chopper as well. You can't take it away from him. He absolutely outplayed Rumors of Ghost. So that is it. We have the Sydney Chiefs going through to the grand final up against Melbourne Order, which means it is the end of the season for Avant. And also for Mr. Gfinity himself, Ash is chatting with him now. How's he doing, Ash?
Thank you so much, Luke. How are you feeling? Luke is wondering, is everything going on good with you? That looked like it was a tough one. You lost 3 against Big Chopper. I mean, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, look, I'm sure the commentator said it. It is a bad matchup, and I think the people did see in the second game there's a bug in the way the Birdie Super doesn't beat parries or armor breaks, and it happened again. Like, I've seen it before, and it was just like unfortunate to lose in that second game to that. But getting 3-0'd, look, I can't fault it. Like, he played better.
Might just have to change characters, hey? No. Do you know if they're going to work on that bug?
I have no idea. I hope they do. But I think this is going to force me to learn a secondary for this matchup in the future, because it's clearly just a rough one.
So you guys in Avant seem to play a very similar lineup every single week. Do you think that that works to your advantage or potentially a disadvantage because it's in a way predictable?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure they would have intentionally put Chopper second, fourth, and seventh to snipe me. I didn't change it up because I honestly wanted a second run at Chopper. I think after the first time we played Chiefs, you know, losing there and losing again now to him, it's like I wanted to have that redemption, but didn't get it, unfortunately.
Well, it's been such an enjoyable time watching you guys perform and play together this entire season. You guys have had the three of you this entire time. Do you have any proud moments from the season?
Oh, look, the entire season run, I think just seeing how we changed from season 1 to season 2, like seeing all of us improve like crazy, and Llama killed it today. Taking Som twice, like 2-0 clean, that's so good to see, and Xavier as well. I'm just happy we pulled together as a team. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun to watch you guys. I'm sorry I didn't make finals, but hopefully I'll see you out there cheering some people on from the crowd, and you're going to come back next season.
Yeah, definitely. You'll catch me next season. It'll be fun.
Okay, great. I will see you next season. Thank you so much, Rimmers.
Thank you.
Back to you, Luke.
He has to come back. His name is Mr. Gfinity. If he doesn't come back, it doesn't work. Yeah, what a season for Avant. But through to the finals, Chiefs sitting at the desk right now. The big chopper, Josh, congratulations, man. Huge match for you. Yeah, give him a round of applause, guys. Come on. Now, you were just saying to me just before we came on here that you feel like you got away with murder in that last game.
Okay, the last game, so when I did the charge heavy punch, and then I try to sweep, usually that's confirmed, but at the wrong distance, he can block it for free. But he pressed the button while trying to get out of it, and he got crush countered, so I got the game. But I didn't think that would be magic. But I don't know. Yeah, but I got away with murder. I won it, and
well, that's the game. It's murder, essentially. That's what it is. And you absolutely murdered him. You did. You smashed him. Over to you, Krishna.
I just want to get your thoughts on the series. Just sitting up there, watching it unfold, and seeing how each game was going. What were you thinking at the time? Were you just focusing on your own game? Because were you worried at all how Somniac and BK were going in theirs?
No, because it's like, if you start worrying about other people's stuff and you're not even sorted your own stuff out, then you're just going to add extra layers of stress, which I don't need. I just need to focus on myself, get the points, and then make sure we pull the win out. Because I'm in that last spot. That's the anchor. You need to be, you need to be guaranteeing that win for your team. So
I'm so excited to see you guys come up against Order. I think it's going to be a huge grand final. Let's get into some analysis of that.
I need a lot
match.
of help with these because I'll be honest, I'm not capable of explaining what the hell happened in most of those games. So I need a lot of help from you as a pro player on some of these decision makings that both these players were doing. When I was watching some of these this is Somniac versus Llama at the moment, and I know Somniac seemed like he was a little lost in this matchup, just in particular, but I could kind of see the decision-making he was trying to go for.
Oh, yeah, I kind of see what you mean. He looked kind of lost, but no, it's just the nature of the matchup, because if he dashes up and he gets clipped, he gets sent back to the corner because it's G after all. With that dash punch, he can just keep the pressure on, catch him trying to approach, and because Bison's quite a safe character, you have to take a little more risks in the G matchup, which is not usually common for most Bison players. As well as Llama got away with a lot of jump-ins.
Yeah.
So because he got away with a lot of jump-ins, he got them for free, which means he can do whatever he wanted.
Is that just a difficult anti-air there for Bison against G, or is it just maybe something Som wasn't thinking about at the time?
Depends. If you see him do the splash, sometimes he just gets beat outright. So it's like you're rolling the dice every time he jumps at you.
Right.
But
so anti-air becomes more of a mix-up than something guaranteed.
Exactly.
I see.
Okay, I think we'd have a look at Space Ghost taking on BK now, yeah?
Yeah, this was another example of the decision-making from both players, trying to close out a game, and he was really charging for that overhead, and he missed it a couple of times and eventually got it out in the end, but there was a lot of brilliant decision-making, I think, by Space Ghost. Would you have spent the meter to try and end that round there? I'm not sure what guy would have gotten there.
Explain it again, so like...
So as we can see here, Space Ghost is up against the wall. Great block on the overhead there. And now we think he's in CA range.
Yep.
And I could see him go for this counter hit combo there.
Yep.
Is that a decision you would have made, do you think?
Yeah, well, because if you keep the super, because Urian's a 3-bar V-trigger, if you can kill him before he gets the V-trigger out, you don't have to deal with the dirty mix-ups that come after it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just like the super's just there to get the kill. So you want to make sure he doesn't get the comeback mechanic, and he just you guarantee yourself a round. If you open it up with the, I don't know, the jab.
Because the only thing I was worried about was he ended up on pixel health. It wasn't quite there as he wanted it to.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a better option to get better Oki, for instance, or something like that. I'm not sure what Guile's options would have been in that spot.
Yeah. It's just a hard one because I don't know the matchup personally because I don't play Guile or Urian. Just based from an outsider's perspective, there's not many options in terms of that matchup because Urian has the approach and Guile's always going to have the upper hand. So that's just the law of the land.
All right, well, right now it's time to find out who our Astra MVP is for that match. I mean, a lot of big plays in that last final match there, Chris. Now, who gets your points and who gets the MVP?
Down like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Xavier's going to get my first one. Space Ghost. He's had a brilliant season this Gfinity, and it's been really good to see him grow as a player, and I think he's going to continue that forward. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do next, because every time I see him come back, he's just looking better and better. My 2 points are going to go for a llama. A wild llama, I should say. He is very wild.
Yeah, he definitely deserved those 2 points. Taking it out against Som.
I was always questioning how he was going to go this season, and to see him bring out, first of all, a new character on a new setup, and with Uni in the way, I was kind of wondering how he was going to go this season, and it's just been exceptional. Like, I can't believe the kind of player he is.
Oh,
hey, Josh.
Hey, good to see you,
My
mate.
MVP goes to you, man. Congratulations again. You had to be unhappy with those. Was the lineup exactly how you wanted it? Were you trying to target Rumus that whole time?
If I overthink stuff, I usually put myself in a hole, so I just don't care. I'm just like, okay, I got this guy, sweet, let's go. It's usually just so I don't deteriorate my own mental, But I'm just happy I went. I'm just glad as always, I'm glad I could play, and I'm super appreciative of being here.
Oh, man, so humble and so focused. Well, congratulations to Big Chopper. You are rightfully so the MVP for that match. Thanks to Astro headsets, of course, including the new A40 and A50, which are being used right here on stage at the Gfinity Elite Series. These beautiful babies right here. Ding! Perfect plug. Did you see that? What a day of play right now. Before we get out of here, we're going to throw over to Ash, who's hanging out with Tom and Alex for their final thoughts.
Thank you so much, Luke. Guys, it has been an absolute wild ride today. What were some of your favourite moments?
Well, I'll tell you what, Ash, Game 2 was really exciting, just an absolute nail-biter, but I'm going to go, my highlight was Game number 1, Travis Styles' defence against Sio, and in particular, Ghost Chips as well. 2 of the hardest players to block against. They just open you up so well, and 2 top-tier players. I know when I play them, I get opened up straight away, and I die in about 20 seconds. But Travis was just cool, calm, and in control. I mean, some people give him crap for holding down back, but it works. It works, and it wins games.
Hey, if it works, you do it.
That's right. So that was my highlight for me, was just really the fundamentals on display by Travis Styles here today.
Yeah, Tom, what about you?
Well, for me, I mean, like we were just discussing it there, I can't go past how big of an impact Chopper had on this season. He just came in out of nowhere for the Sydney Chiefs and just destroyed Room as a Ghost in a clean 3-0, and that was clean. Like, there's no dancing around it. He outplayed him, like Rumours said himself, and I think that cannot be understated. And I think that almost locks in like 100% that Chopper's going to be back for next week. And speaking of next week, I think we should probably predict who we think is going to win. It's a hard one. It really is. I think that Order have great momentum going into the grand finals with the way that they've carried themselves throughout the last 2-3 weeks. And the Chiefs, I think, have a point to make. I think it's going to go 7 games. What? Definitely going to go 7 games, but I'm going to pick Chiefs 4-3.
Okay, cool. Do you agree, Alex? Chiefs?
Look, I know...
I don't think Order's going to be pleased with that.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
I have to say, I hope Chiefs wins just for a bit of diversity in who wins. But I know the Chiefs have been watching ROF and Travis in particular very closely and analysing as many replays as they can to try and get a read on just how to beat these guys, because they've done so well in Season 1 and Season 2. And, they're just trying to get any angle they can on how to beat these guys. And I think it's going to go to the Chiefs 4-2.
Ooh, 4-2, really? I mean, it's
poor Order.
But for when you've got guys like Travis, whose defense, like he showed off today, was so immaculate, and then the way that ROF can carry the tempo to his own favor, and then if they bring Kamzes back in, like a character like Manat that nobody knows really how to play against that in Australia, at least.
Manat.
I'm almost convincing you know what? No, I've changed my mind. Order's going to win 4-3. Order's going to win 4-3. Okay.
I just like the fact that now you guys are opposing sides, and I just cannot wait for next week. I've got knots in my stomach because I'm so excited. Like today, I was sitting on a chair at the back, and I had my knees up to my chin, being like, I love it when it goes to a seven games, and I'm like, wow, it's crazy. So cannot wait for next week. I'm shaking. I think we're done here, Luke. Back to you, love.
What was that noise? Came out of Ash's body. That was crazy. Yeah, look, it was a massive day of play. Joining the desk right now, we have the captains from both teams going into next week. You can feel the tension at the desk. We get, a little bit, not much. I'm just playing it up, guys. Let's have a look back at the clutch moments from each match, at the match point moments. I think, Krishna, we're going to have a look and talk us through them. Krishna and Bug, I mean, talk me through this kind of stuff.
I think for ROF, this is probably the game that he always wanted. He wanted to always be on the anchored part and really drive the team home. And you could see that right there. That's exactly what you get excited for. That's what you got to face next week, so you got to be careful.
Easy. I'm joking.
He's already taken out one New Zealander in Ghost Chips. He's gunning for you as well now.
All right, let's have a look at match point from the last match we just saw as well.
Now, this is the moment that you were talking about with the charged heavy punch. He didn't really contest you with that. I just noticed.
I'm so surprised he got hit by that. I didn't realize he was holding up. But this part here, so I thought he would jump straight after. But this part here, I knew he was going to try and like fish to get in for free. But that part right there, he should have just blocked. If he blocked, he would have won.
Devastation on his face, but for you guys, it must be a really good feeling to be able to pull it off against a really tough team as well. People who were knowing that they improved since last season and they were gunning for that final spot. You took it away from them. You must be happy about that.
As we can see on the screen right there, that's it. Melbourne Order taking on Sydney Chiefs. That's the day's play, and that's how it worked out. Right there, before we get out of here, guys, look, I mean, now that you know who you're taking, I mean, you were very confident when we were chatting on the desk when there wasn't a captain sitting next to you. Have you changed your mind at all in terms of your confidence going into next week's match?
No, definitely not. Like, basically, it was a lot closer than I thought it'd be, and that means that they're weaker than I thought they were, so it's going to be great.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I know you went to smack talk before, Josh, but what do you reckon?
I don't know. I'll just see how next week works. I'll start talking smack after I win against you guys, right? So.
I love it. Okay, the Gfinity Elite Series is not just about Street Fighter. Obviously, CSGO and Rocket League are also played here every weekend, and the points that are awarded go to the overall tally for each week in order to crown the winning club after next week's finals. This will explain it in a little bit more detail.
Our 6 clubs are all fighting for the overall title of Gfinity Australia Elite Series champion. For every match won, a club will earn 1 point. If a club wins 2 matches in a week, CSGO and Rocket League for example, they'll get an additional point. That's a total of 3 points. If a club wins all 3 matches, a clean sweep of CSGO, Rocket League and Street Fighter, there's another point up for grabs. So that's a possible haul of 5 points across the matchups every weekend.
Righto, so here are the overall standings for the entire series, which includes, of course, CSGO, Rocket League and Street Fighter combined. We're not going to know who the overall club champion is until after Street Fighter next week when the points are tallied up. So stay tuned for that. Oh, it's very tight at the top between Order and Chiefs, suitably so. The captains are at the desk right now. I mean, do you feel more pressure based on that, Bug?
Nah, no way. It's great. Like,
I never know what's really going on inside their head, man. I feel like there's a lot going on behind there. What about you? Do you feel any pressure when you see that kind of stuff with the whole club, Josh?
Nah, like I'm not sounding cocky. I'm just like, I don't focus on things.
You just play your game.
Yeah, I just play my game.
Just play your game. All right. Well, now, if you think you have what it takes to be a top-level gamer and compete right here at the Gfinity Elite Series, then register for the Challenger Series. For all the info on that, go on the website and you could be part of all this sweet action. Now, here are the broadcast times for next week's finals. As you can see there on your screen right there, 3 p.m, of course, for CSGO on Saturday, Rocket League on Sunday, on a number of platforms, as well as 10 Peach, and then Street Fighter 5 on Sunday again at 4 p.m. And why not get on down to the Hoist Gfinity Esports Arena right here at the Entertainment Corner in Sydney and be part of the live audience. If there's any show to come to, it's definitely next week's Street Fighter. It absolutely pops off. The vibe in here is crazy. If you can't make it in, you can catch it all live on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So get on your favourite one of those and don't miss any of the sweet action. Also, you've still got a chance to win an Alienware M15 gaming laptop by visiting the website gfiniesports.com.au, where you'll find plenty of ways to enter, get on board, and maybe, just maybe, you could be the lucky winner of a very, very powerful computer. The winner will be announced after next week's final, and it's all thanks to Alienware and Gfinity Esports Australia. The second season of the Gfinity Elite Series is almost done and dusted. You can see just there, that is the final. No more teams. The rest of them are gone. 2 teams remain, Melbourne Order and Sydney Chiefs. One of them will be taking home the Street Fighter trophy. Right now, though, on behalf of myself, my wonderful co-host, Ash Wells, our amazing analyst, Krishna, Tom and Alex at the desk, all the amazing players, thank you so much for watching. Don't miss it. Same time next week, guys. Huge final. Melbourne Order, Sydney Chiefs. I'm Luke Joseph Ryan. See you then.